Is to all of Utah. They bring your vision for the building to life without compromise. Flynn's customers have come to expect innovative solutions backed by unparalleled technical expertise and a disciplined approach to project building. Flynn Companies is a proud booster of the Southern Utah community and has literally helped to build it. Visit FlynnCompanies.com today.
Hi, it's Tyler with We Win Injury Law. People usually call us when they're involved in a vehicle accident, but there are so many other areas we specialize in. Long story short, if you've been injured, we can help. Maybe you've experienced medical malpractice, or a loved one has suffered nursing home abuse, or even a wrongful death. If so, call us today. You need an experienced injury lawyer who knows how to fight insurance companies. Unlike most lawyers, we are not scared to go to trial to fight for what you deserve. Call us today at 435-688-9558 for your free consultation, or visit us at WeWinInjuryLaw.com.
Welcome to the Ideal Home and Paint Game of the Night. Let's go.
Welcome in. Thanks for being with us. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson here live from Hurricane High School as the Tigers open region play at home against the Dixie Flyers. Dixie looking for their first victory of the season. Hurricane got their first win last week against the Hillcrest Huskies, and you're listening to the Bucks Ace Hardware pregame show. Burnsy, how we feeling on a Friday night, buddy?
AT, absolutely fantastic. This is a marquee matchup, and I'm very excited for it because this is the first time in 10 years where the Tigers are looking for an opportunity to take down the Dixie Flyers. The last time, 2014, and what was a 34-14 Tiger win, where Hurricane attempted 2 pass attempts in that game, did what the Tigers were known for best at the time, and that was simply pounding the football via the run. And tonight, well, the way the season's kind of began, I think a lot of people are feeling hopeful that it might be Hurricane's opportunity to put their foot down and say, we're back, we're competitive. This is a team that you can't mark out on any given night, whereas Dixie, they're simply trying to get back in the saddle. The preseason's always been rough for the Flyers. They are used to having a 1-2 record here in the preseason type area. Right now this year 0-3, but ultimately bouncing back in region play because of the quality of opponents they have. So a game where you truly have a hard time picking who may come out on top here tonight, AT.
If you're watching on the stream, or if you're driving home and want to find a stream, it's on Sports Radio 977.com. Let's take a look at the Findlay Subaru keys to the game. Findlay Subaru on the savings side of the freeway. Stop in or call today to learn more about their current sales and service specials. Let's take a look at the keys for the Hurricane Tigers, blocking those edges. Asa Lopati, one of the most dynamic edge rushers in region this year. Also, I think Hurricane's going to have to throw the ball a little bit. C.J. Trump was their best guy last year. I think he's only got 1 catch this year. I think they're going to have to try to, at least on third down, spread the field out a little bit more vertically to open up that run game.
Absolutely. I loved last week. They got Trump involved with a nice little comeback in the end zone, ended up securing a touchdown, his only of the year so far. And you talk about this Dixie squad right now on the flip side, it comes down to establishing the run game. And what I mean by that, AT, is the run game struggling right now for this Dixie team. If you were to break it down on a 3-game standpoint, the Flyers are averaging 4.3 points per game, and they have 123 rush yards on the year total. They've been playing some big lines up front. Here's your chance to stick to it and make it work. Don't abandon it. You're hoping that health and everything is on your side, but the run game's been tough sledding this year for the Flyers, and it will be essential for Dixie to have success as the season rolls on. And lastly for the Flyers, how about stopping the counters, right? We know
those are deadly last week, right?
Oh, my goodness. You could not count how many times Hurricane ripped off a major play via a counter. They're good at getting out and blocking for the main man, and the main man is typically Austin McRoberts. 8 touchdowns on the season. 4 last week against Hillcrest, 3 against Moapa Valley. Only had a measly 1 in the loss to Mountain Crest. So McRoberts is the guy. They're going to ride the horse to get you there, and Dixie is going to have to pay attention to what Hurricane's doing at any given time when it comes to stopping these counters that Hurricane's going to throw out at you.
That's right. There's Austin McRoberts, our Intermountain Sports Performance Star Watch player. If you want to improve your speed, agility, and overall performance, Intermountain Sports Performance has certified trainers helping athletes for over 20 years. Give them a call at 251-2299, 251-2299. Watch out for number 22, Austin McRoberts, tonight for the Hurricane Tigers. Here come the Tigers as the sun is still out and hot, but not as hot as last week down on the field, hopefully. And Hurricane, one of the things we talked about last week was the excitement this program has, improved play early in the year. We're going to go to our coaches' comments, brought to you by our good friends at Timeless Awards Company. Here is Coach Cowan talking about the season so far for the Hurricane Tigers and their excitement to get a region challenge against the Dixie Flyers.
I was telling our kids last night, both these first two games we've been huge underdogs according to the newspaper.
Yeah.
And last week I think we're a couple touchdown underdogs. And so if you get caught up in all that, Hillcrest is same situation. They're a big underdog.
That was Coach Cowan talking about the Hurricane Tigers. They've got a big challenge tonight against the Dixie Flyers. Larry, I think we meant to play the audio we got this week talking about the Flyers there. We're ready for kickoff, and we'll give you our Wendy's starting lineup. Start your day with a delicious Wendy's bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Sometimes you think about McDonald's first when you're thinking about fast food breakfast.
You shouldn't.
You got to start thinking Wendy's, I'm telling you. They got the biscuits, they got the croissants, they got all sorts of stuff over there. It is phenomenal. Appreciate Wendy's helping us bring you the starting lineups for both teams. And we'll get to those first offense and defensive possession for both of these teams as we get to actually see a real kickoff tonight in high school football. What a refreshing thing this will be after watching that horrible kickoff thing in the NFL is doing this year. Here's the boot. End over end. It'll sail into the end zone for a touchback. Thanks for being with us. Our Ideal Home and Paint Region 9 game of the night.
I love right now you got Dixie rocking with the white unis, blue pants, blue numbers, and blue helmets for DHS. Hurricane going with the red look, AT. When we watched this team last week against Hillcrest and what was a very impressive 56-14 victory, I think they were going all black. So you got the red right now going on for the Hurricane Tigers and a big-time rivalry game. And remember, 2014, the last time the Tigers took down the Flyers. It's been a couple years. And right now, offensively, they're hoping to start things out strong against this Dixie defense, giving up 47 points per game.
Starting quarterback Dylan Gabriel in the shotgun. Double wing set. They're going to give it to Brody Jacobs around the right edge. He turns the corner. He's got room. He's got a fabulous Freddy's first down before he's taken down. And that play, Rustin, with a lead blocker. Hurricane gets a big one.
Well, we talk about McRoberts, Brody Jacobs, just as deadly last week against Hillcrest. This is a guy who had 2 touchdowns, 74 yards, was extra impactful. They're going to use McRoberts. They're going to use Jacobs. They'll use Jacobs out of the backfield as a pass catcher. You just have multiple guys who can kind of fill a similar role right now for this Hurricane team, and it makes the offense pretty elusive. You have to appreciate that early on. Fresh set of downs for the Hurricane Tigers. It's Gabriel. You got Trump out here on the near sideline all by his lonesome, and then Clyde in the backfield behind him. Here's the snap, man in motion, going to get the football, trying to break around the left tackle. Nothing there as Dixie does an excellent job containing in on the tackle there for the Flyers. Getting there first for Dixie, I should say. Big number 55 making the stop, credit that. And right now, this is a Dixie defense that's really looking for an opportunity to get a stop. They've struggled against the run. Park City had 200-plus yards in particular. Mountain Ridge had 200-plus yards in particular. Basically, every team that's gone up against the Flyers has had the ability to run the football. So coming out strong and being able to kind of get a little bit of pushback against this Tiger team is going to be absolutely essential. Here's Gabriel, fakes the give to Clyde, swings one out, no one home, and that over the head of both McRoberts and Trump, incomplete. That's going to make it third down quickly. Jacobs had the first play of the game, picked up a first down, and since then the Tigers have stalled with a run of no yardage whatsoever and then an incomplete pass. You'd imagine this is likely a passing down here. Ball on the 34-yard line. Gabriel gets directions from the sideline, heads back out to the huddle. Hurricane was excellent at picking up those first down conversions last week against Hillcrest. And that 56-14 win. And Dixie's defense will present a stiffer challenge here tonight. Dixie, multiple men with hands in the dirt. They look like they want to send a little bit of pressure. Here's Jacobs in motion. Snap. Straight drop for Gabriel out of the gun. Under pressure. Chased out by Lapati. Gets a block. Rolls to the right. Tries to motion a man downfield. And eventually, no one there. Kind of has to around the original line of scrimmage. We're dealing with a for the Tigers, who stalled after a great first play from Brody Jacobs. Punt team out on the field right now for H-Town. They'll send it back to a Dixie team who is looking for the end zone for the first time since week 1 when they put up 13 against Springville. Back-to-back weeks of zeros on the board for this Dixie team against Park City and against Mountain Ridge. And they're eager to get out there and prove what they can do. Here's the punt. End over end. Solid punt. Is returnable. No fair catch. And splitting up through the middle is Rand Sawyer. And the turf monster got to him. Ends up going down. Had some room to run, but eventually just took a stumble and slid to the turf.
And this is Rand's first game back, and he struggled with that upper leg injury. And may have tried to run out of his cleats there on his first chance and just lost track of his legs. But Dixie fans thrilled to have number 2 back in the game for the Flyers, one of the most dangerous weapons in Region 9 this year. Here comes Wyatt Truman and the Flyers with Rand Sawyer in the pistol right behind him. Dante Ochoa, the receiver to the far side. They're going to give it off tackle to Rand Sawyer. He's got the edge. He's got room. He's at the 30, the 20, 10, and he's going to fly into the end zone for a touchdown. Was kind of trying to bait the Tigers across the goal line there, and he scores on a big-time run for the Flyers.
Oh, we talk about this offense struggling, needing rhythm, needing something. Look at this excellent blocking on the end by Dixie. That was the Tigers game last week. Dixie brings it to the table here in week 4, your Region 9 opener, and it's Sawyer turning on the Jets.
Wow. Welcome back, Rand Sawyer. That's a move you usually do in Madden, where you're trying to taunt your little cousin.
Where you kind of hit the L and the R and the A, and that your guy will do a little celebration before the end zone,
Then you kind of run parallel to the goal line for a minute.
See, I got to be careful there because I actually always end up tossing the football back when I'm on the 3. Yeah, Rand did not do that. Just kind of slowed up and waltzed into the end zone. It's got to feel great for him to be back. Struggled that week 1 game against Springville. Had that upper groin kind of wrapped, was trying to fight through it, couldn't do so. You bring him back into the equation, you'll see Dixie's offensive numbers, evident here, start to move on up.
And there is a dead ball. It'll be a procedure penalty, it looks like, against the Flyers. They'll have to re-kick the PAT, which looked to be up and good to me, but they'll have to re-kick it. This goes against my philosophy, which there should be never a flag on a PAT attempt, no matter what they do. Let's just get it over with.
Just let it happen.
And get to the kickoff. But Dixie will have to go back to about the 6-yard line or something, 7-yard line, and re-kick it. And here we go. 6-0 on our We Win Injury Law scoreboard with 9:41 left here in the first period. Thanks for being with us. Our Ideal Home and Auto Paint game of the night in Hurricane, Utah. We've got, if you're looking for the Cedar Crimson Cliffs game, it's on 890 KDXU. Or if you're on the FM dial, 92.5 FM, you can listen to the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs host the Cedar Reds. As there's a timeout on the field, trying to get something sorted out on the Dixie side. Struggling to figure out their PATs. Appreciate Dixie Chiropractic helping us bring you the timeouts this year. Dixie Chiropractic Disc Herniation Center. If you're struggling with back pain, Dr. Ward Wagner and his tremendous staff can help you get out of pain. DixieChiro.com. Also the Disc Herniation Center. You can listen to their morning show every Saturday morning on 890 KDXU for tips on how you can get out of pain.
Yeah, I think with the penalty, AT, Dixie's simply a squad right now who's trying to kind of nail down that extra point. Remember, week 1 against Springville, they scored from the get-go, and they ended up missing that extra point in that ball game. And, Springville was able to come back. And it's a small thing, it's a minute thing, but you don't want something like that to be the thing that ultimately ends up resulting in a lost ball game. So trying to get things right as another flag flies, and it doesn't look like we're going to get things right anytime soon.
They got an illegal substitution on the Tigers, which means Dixie will move half the distance to the goal for an easier kick.
All right. So
So this has gone from a waste of time to an incredible waste of time. They're going to be back at their original spot. If you're looking for updates around Region 9, we'll have them for you right here on this broadcast. Brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware. There's 4 games, or there's 3 region games. The other one, Pineview at Desert Hills. And then Snow Canyon on the road against Centennial tonight. And if you listen to Region 9 game day today with Reston Burnside, myself, and Lawrence the Pigskin Picking Robot, you've got it all squared away, ready to go on a Friday night. And the White Hat is going to pick up one of his flags, put it in his pocket for a second, and hopefully we'll get a whistle for play. We're going to have another sub from Hurricane. And they're going to bring a guy back out. This is a very important PAT. You need to have the right personnel in. Lefty kicker for Dixie. Here's the snap. The kick is a line driver through the uprights. PAT good. We'll be back right after this on ESPN 97.7. Dixie up 7-0.
Flynn Companies in St. George provides commercial building services to all of Utah. They bring your vision for the building to life without compromise. Flynn's customers have come to expect innovative solutions backed by unparalleled technical expertise and a disciplined approach to project building. Flynn Companies is a proud booster of the Southern Utah community and has literally helped to build it. Visit FlynnCompanies.com today.
Feeling held back by pain? It's time to discover Dixie Chiropractic, where we're all about making life extraordinary. Whether you need to recover from a car accident or if you're just tired of chronic pain, we're here to help your best life. Don't just treat symptoms. We get to the root of the issue. Dr. Ward Wagner and his team use cutting-edge methods to ensure your journey to wellness is as effective as it is compassionate. Visit DixieChiro.com or call Dixie Chiro at 435-673-1443 to live life pain-free.
DixieChiro.com.
Welcome back, Rustin Burnside. Andy Thompson here with you. Hurricane High School. Beautiful night. Good crowd sitting in the sun for the visitor Dixie Flyers and a good crowd on the home side. We're right behind the camouflage Hurricane student section. Here's the kick. Brody Jacobs has it at the 11. He'll go kickoff return to the left. Gets a block, breaks a tackle, gets to the sideline. He's got the edge, gets another block, and a great return for the Tigers as they'll take over about the 42-yard line, their second possession of the game.
Well, good special teams is ultimately a byproduct of good blocking up front. We like to talk about the returner and what they're capable of. We've seen Jacobs, but that's simply the whole Tiger special teams unit working together, having great blocks, getting hands on people, pushing them downfield, and allowing Jacobs to kind of take his time in setting up that return, which is going to plant Hurricane on their 43. Second possession, best field position of the game so far.
They'll motion McRoberts, hand it to him around the right edge. It's sealed off beautifully by Dixie. They're going to corral him after a second effort for a huge loss. Big stop on that left edge by the swarming Dixie Flyers.
Well, the very first guy to get there, AT, was Ethan Ott, getting his hands in there and creating a little pushback. He didn't finish the tackle, but it was enough to have other Flyers come in and clean things up.
So Hurricane gets behind the sticks by several yards here. It'll be second and long for Hurricane. And going into this game, you kind of had to anticipate you're not going to be able to run through the Flyers like you did the Huskies last week, and
right.
Dylan Gabriel's probably going to have to throw it a little bit more in this game.
And Dixie's familiar with you. They're familiar with what you want to run. They've got plenty of film on you. They got years of playing you. And I know it's a new coach, new personnel, but that gives teams a certain level of confidence in which they may have not had in previous weeks, as this play will never get an opportunity to move onward.
Second and 17. Coach Cowan wants a TO. We'll take it with them here on ESPN 97.7. Quick break. Back with more first quarter action live from Hurricane High School. It's our Ideal Home and Paint game of the night on ESPN 97.7.
Where you at?
Hey, Coach, I know I'm late, but let the boys know the locker room will arrive before game time.
Just because you keep the equipment in the shell on your truck doesn't mean it's a locker room.
It's just so roomy, and I can lock it up whenever I need to. I got it at St. George Chopper for a steal.
You said you'd be on time.
Don't you worry, Coach. The equipment manager is on his way. I'm just going to stop for a quick nap. Don't drive drowsy, right, Coach?
No napping. Get that locker room over here.
This is Kyle with St. George Topper. Come in now for any new Lear 100 XQ shell, and we'll throw in the carpet headliner, hold-down front slider window, and keyless entry upgrades at no extra cost. That's a $680 value.
Hey, you're welcome to use the locker room for your pre-game speech, Coach.
I'm going to lock you in that shell if you don't arrive soon.
You know, maybe you should call and check on the treat mom, see where she's at. The kids need their orange slices, right, Coach?
St. George Topper, we're on the boulevard. Don't go topless.
Where you at?
Hey, Coach, I know I'm late, but let the boys know the locker room will arrive before game time.
Just because you keep the equipment in.
Welcome back to Hurricane High School. Holy cow, we're rocking and rolling. Dixie Flyers will have the ball. Sorry, Hurricane will have the ball after a huge play. What the heck happened?
Yeah, it was Gabriel in for a second there. Heavy pressure, rolled out, had to spin back, avoid a couple flyers, as you see here, and on the run, hits McRoberts in stride. Great replay angle there, and Gabriel just winging it. Absolute great job, buying time, avoiding that Dixie pressure, and making something happen.
Sorry about that. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle for a good gain. Right into the teeth of that Dixie defense. They gave it to Connor Clyde, and it'll be 2nd down, approaching the red zone.
Well, and it might be between that guard and tackle stuff that you have to run tonight for Hurricane. So far, Dixie's defense demonstrating that they know how to take care of that counter, how to contain the edges, done a good job there. But if you go right between the middle, Hurricane hoping they found a soft spot. This is a Dixie defense. As we mentioned pre-game, AT, they've given up almost every game about 200 or more yards rushing, and every opponent they've played so far. Now, every opponent they've played so far has been big, strong, and fast. We understand this, but that does mean that Hurricane's a little hopeful they can find ways to run the football, and maybe it's as simple as giving it to your big horse back and letting them try to clash between on that defensive line.
There's a flag on the play from the near side official. It looked like maybe it would be a substitution penalty again. The white hat is looking over to Dixie and communicating with Coach Monkers, who's trying to get the explanation. And we'll see if we get an explanation. Did you get any of that?
Did that help you? No.
We got a full explanation, but it was like the Charlie Brown parents telling us what happened. And it'll be 2nd and 5-ish as Dylan Gabriel gets the call from Coach Ashby, trots on out to the huddle. And Hurricane on the 24-yard line after a nice run and a great throw to get him there earlier from Dylan Gabriel. From the shotgun, single wing for the Flyers. Side cart left is Clyde. Gabriel will motion over McRoberts, take the snap, fake the handoff, and then give the counter to Brody Jacobs. He stiff arms, goes to the right side, gets the 1st down, stays inbounds, and goes out at about the 8-yard line. What a run.
Well, right at the line of scrimmage, AT, Jacobs was met by Ethan Ott, who got hands on him, had an opportunity. You get a great look at it here for our TV audience, where they faked McRoberts, and right here just does a good job stiff-arming. That left hand, it's enough to bounce back to the outside, turn on the speed, and push forward for a couple more yards, setting the Tigers up deep into our Flynn Roofing red zone.
Great job. Hurricane offensive line down blocking. They blew up the right side of that Dixie defensive line. Here is Gabriel, takes the snap, hands it to Clyde. Clyde bursts out to the right. He's got some room, lowers his shoulder, gets to about the 1-yard line before he's stopped. And once again, a positive play for the Tigers on the ground.
We talk about what Hurricane does in the run game, whether that's McRoberts coming from that wing, whether it's Jacobs. Clyde is your physical in between trenches back, and you saw it there. He had an opportunity to maybe try to bounce further out to the right, didn't waste any time with it, put his shoulders down, plunged right into that line, picked up a couple yards, and makes this a very attainable scoring position for the Tigers, down 7-0 with 6:55 and counting on our clock. Hurricane looking for their first score of this ball game.
Here is Gabriel. From the 1, takes the snap, gives it up the middle. They're going to be wrapped up short. Colo Lynn makes a huge play behind the line of scrimmage for the Dixie Flyers.
And no surprise when you call the name Colo Lynn. He had 10 tackles in that loss to Park City last week. He's been excellent throughout the season. Dixie has required a lot of different guys to play some different spots, do some different things due to the byproduct of injuries. And Colo Lynn has rose to the occasion and has emerged as one of the best tackling guys on this Dixie defense.
3rd and goal from the 3 now for Hurricane. Huge play upcoming. They're trailing 7-0 here with 6:07 in the first period. Double wing set for Dylan Gabriel. Clyde right behind him. Claps his hands, takes the snap, counter play to Austin McRoberts. He makes some moves, cuts inside. He gets stuck by the Flyers, nowhere to go once again as Dixie buckling down at the 3-yard line and stopping the Tigers short. 4th down upcoming.
The first Flyer to make contact was Mason Schumann, who swings around, grabs him up by his shoulder pads on the jersey, and simply falls backward and pulls. It doesn't matter how much you weigh. It's hard to move forward when somebody's literally pulling you in the direction. Lost a great tackle there from Schumann. And now, AT, you were down at about the 1. You've only lost yards since then. How fancy you try to get here? The counter's not working. The plunge isn't working. Dixie defense holding strong. Do you get cutesy?
Single wing, twins to the far side. Will they go to the air? Will they let Dylan Gabriel keep it? We'll see. He motions a man over. That's Brody Jacobs. He's going to throw a slant, fake a slant. Caught! No, caught. He threw the slant. Austin McRoberts catches it. Touchdown, Hurricane.
The Tigers bite back. What a play from H-Town. Dixie's defense had dug in. They were rocking and rolling, and it would require Dylan Gabriel to get going. You talked about it, AT. This is a game where Gabriel's probably going to have to pass more than he did against Hillcrest. Probably even more than he did against Moapa. You don't know the situation. They required it there, and he dials it up with a beautiful slant to Mick Roberts. Gets in front of his man, and it was a no-brainer hauling that one in. And a chance to tie it here for the Tigers.
One-on-one situation, beautifully delivered ball. PAT is up and good for the Tigers. We got a 7-7 ball game here at Hurricane High School with 5:06 left on our We Win Injury Loss scoreboard. Quick break. Back with more on ESPN 97.7.
That's not good.
What?
Yep, your car is broken.
Oh, come on.
But we can fix it and get you back on the road quickly.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Pro Auto Care in St. George can handle anything under the hood of your Honda, Acura, Toyota, and Lexus. From oil changes to major repairs, quality work at an affordable price. Check them out at yourproautocare.com. That's yourproautocare.com.
Power your adventure with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It has the rugged versatility of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 8.3 inches of ground clearance. It's the most advanced Subaru ever with the latest safety technology and zero emissions. The 2024 Subaru Solterra. Love is electric. Come take a test drive and get 0% interest in 72 months at Findlay Subaru in St. George on the savings side of the freeway. Or shop online at FindlaySubaru.com or at 1453 Sunland Drive and feel the love at Findlay Subaru.
Wrong guy. Welcome back. Thanks for being with us. ESPN 97.7. Rustin Burnside, Carrick Segmiller here, and Andy Thompson, as well as Porter, our camera guy, is doing a bang-up job for our TV audience. Kick goes into the end zone. And we got a 7-7 ball game with 5:06 left here on our Nets on Fire clock. We appreciate Nets on Fire. Check out netsonfire.org if you're a basketball player. It's only a couple months away till basketball season, Rustin. You want to improve your game, get ready for varsity, or making the team as a lower grade player? Check out netsonfire.org.
Dude, that's me. I have dreams of making varsity one day. Nets on Fire, too, such a great place to hoop. I mean, you got the Utah Jazz courts out there, top-notch facilities.
Can you imagine if you showed up with your powder blue Mehmet Okur jersey and played on that court? Here's Ran Sawyer around the left edge. He runs over a guy, keeps his feet, bounces off another one, and gets a fabulous Freddy's first down. Ran is running like a man possessed. Flag in the backfield for Dixie. We'll see if this one's coming back.
I believe it is, AT. We'll wait for official confirmation, but I do have to say, in Rand Sawyer's regard, I think he enjoys being back out on the football field right now. He's excited. His very first touch, he ends up housing a major touchdown, as Dixie does have to back the truck up here. It's going to be first down in a while now, but Rand Sawyer is one of the most entertaining players to watch in Region 9 football because of his speed, because of his strength, because of his tenacity, and him running over that guy on the sideline is definite proof he's here today to play football. But that penalty certainly does not help. That's going to make it first down on a country mile.
First and long from the 10-yard line for the Flyers. Here's Wyatt Truman. It's Dane Dobler who's going to get the handoff. Is that Dobler, Rustin?
I believe so. Dobler was active last week against Park City. Where's number 23?
All right, that's number 27. Okay. I don't have a 27, pal. Second down and 18 upcoming after a 2-yard gain for the Flyers. And we'll see if they keep it on the ground or run a screen or go to the air with Wyatt Truman, second-year starter for the Dixie Flyers, looking over to the sideline, getting the call, and they're sub in. Here comes Dobler. Here's 23. He'll sub. Or no, sorry, that's not Dobler.
I think it's Rand.
That's Rand. Rand Sawyer, 2nd and 18. They'll hand it to him left side. Gets a great block by Lopati out front, and Rand gets a huge gain out past the 40. They put in Isa Lopati, and he decked a couple of Tigers on his way to help Rand get that first down.
Rand Sawyer is not just looking for pay dirt right now, although that certainly is an added bonus. He is looking for contact. He's looking for physicality. He is looking to be a tone setter. He's watched his team for 2 games from the sideline struggle to run the football, struggle to stop the run, and he's been planning on exactly what he wants to do when he got back onto the gridiron. Tonight you're seeing that plan unfurl with a man running like his hair's on fire. It's been incredibly impressive. And the Flyers right now moving downfield.
Here's a snap. Wyatt Truman passes it over to the left side. Ball caught just short of the sticks. Dante Ochoa goes up high for the catch.
We've had Coach Monkers and company talk to us about how important Ochoa's role was going to be moving forward. Of course, we know the injury to Case and Grover and kind of what Dixie's been having to go through there on the injury front in terms of depth alone, and Ochoa's been that next man up, and so far he's delivered. He's Dixie's leading guy in terms of receptions, and you see him with a nice solid gain there. 2nd and 3.
It's going to be Wyatt Truman keeping it zone up the middle for a fabulous Freddy's first down, and Dixie trying to march here. And it pretty much all on the ground so far except for that last pass to Ochoa.
And you think of Truman as a pocket-type passer, so to speak, but honestly, Wyatt's kind of had to carry the brunt of this run game with Sawyer out. Last week, he led the team in the loss against Park City in terms of rushing yards. I think he had 32 there, AT. Does a good job putting that one down on the fake to Dobler and pushes forward for that first.
And here's the fake handoff. It's once again Wyatt Truman on the left side, lowers his shoulder and gets another first down for Dixie. Wyatt Truman showing off his running ability here in the first quarter. We got a 7-7 ball game with 2:18 left in the first period with Dixie marching. They're in Tiger territory.
Well, we had in the broadcast yesterday between the Ravens and Chiefs, they were talking about how they didn't like Lamar Jackson lowering his shoulder, right, initiating contact.
Yeah.
I don't think Dixie cares quite as much as the Baltimore Ravens do. Truman with an excellent hit, and it's those type of plays that set the defense up to be wary of you next time you're on a QB keeper, because they're going to go a little lower. It's going to increase their likelihood of potentially missing that tackle because they know that Truman isn't afraid to kind of come in and create that contact himself.
Well, Truman's salary isn't near what Lamar. I mean, he gets a couple Lunchables a week and maybe a wristband every season.
Does the wristband light up or
on the team? Here's the snap to Truman, fakes the handoff, rolling left, looking for an out route, then throws it down the field. It's up high, wants Ochoa to jump for it, his way out of bounds, incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down, going for it all there on 1st down on a sprint out.
Sometimes the best play you can make in this scenario is just simply to throw it away and live to fight another down. That's what Truman does. He ends up on his back. Pressure was upon him. He could have tried to force it to the tailback there. He didn't like the window, just threw it away. And that's totally fine. You're trying to lessen these turnovers that have plagued you against Park City and Mountain Ridge, and I think that's the right read there from Truman, making it 2nd and 10.
Here's a snap handoff to Rand Sawyer, who cuts against the grain, spins, and is brought down. Beautiful play by Jackson Winiger, who's been a killer all year long for the Tigers, that time getting to Rand Sawyer right at about the line of scrimmage.
So now with the 3rd down, Hurricane hasn't faced a whole lot of 3rd downs, at least from a defensive standpoint in this ball game, AT. At least not 3rd down and decent, right? This isn't 3rd and 3. It's not 3rd and 2. This is about 3rd down and 7 that you're looking with. So I'm interested to see what Coach Cowan and the Hurricane Tigers draw up here to try to prevent, because Dixie's at their best right now, giving Rand Sawyer the football. You know, Truman can take off, and we've seen him complete a pass to Ochoa, roughly the same amount of yards they need now.
A motion man across the formation. Snap. They'll throw the screen outside, and it's defended beautifully by the Tigers. They stop them at about the line of scrimmage for no gain, and we'll see if this is 4-down territory for Coach Monkers. After no gain, they'll be facing about a 4th and 7.
Now that little swing pass to Aiden Hellis never really had an opportunity to go much of anywhere. Hurricane gets there quick, and when they do, they make sure that they wrap, and everything is fundamentally sound As looks like the offense staying out on the field, right? You're just going to add Asa Lapati to the scene.
4th and 7 from the 30-yard line. Here comes Wyatt Truman, empty. Hands it off to Rand Sawyer. Rand makes a move, spins. He's going to get stuck short of the line again. He's still moving forward.
Wow.
Amazing effort by Rand Sawyer, but he's going to be short. I said empty, and then he handed it off to the running back. But of the line to gain. Over on downs, huge stop for Hurricane, who bent a little bit but didn't break, and they retain the 7-7 game with 11 seconds here in the first quarter.
Well, in all fairness to you, AT, it was empty behind the running back. So you're said there. Sawyer does a good job. Let me paint the picture. He's hit about 4 yards short of the first down. Only ends up maybe 2 yards short of the first down, and he's pulling Tigers with him, plunging forward, doing everything he can. It's a Herculean effort that ultimately falls just shy. The Tigers gang tackle, get it done, and now in a 7-7 game, Hurricane looking to take advantage of the turnover on downs.
Also, McRoberts motions across. Dylan Gabriel keeps it up the middle, spins off an attempted tackle, and gets a few yards before he's brought down. And that'll be the end of the first period. We got a 7-7 ball game after one here in Hurricane. Thanks for being with us. ESPN 97.7, our ideal home and paint game of the night. And if you're watching on sportsradio977.com, thanks for being with us. We'll be back right after this.
Look, Mom, I drew you a dinosaur. Son of a brontosaurus.
Not ideal. Your kid using Sharpie on the living room wall. Ideal. Ideal Home and Paint's Kelly Moore paint selection. Make your house, flaws and all, look its very best with a little help from Kelly Moore Paint at Ideal Home and Paint. Ideal Home and Paint, your local paint experts in Southern Utah since 1975.
What's up, Southern Utah? This is Casey Winters from Nets on Fire, where it is always basketball season. The new school year is here, which means basketball season is only a few months away. Get your game on point at Nets on Fire. We have amazing expert trainers ready to work you out in a group or individual training. Hustle over to netsonfire.org to see our full schedule of individual trainings, group trainings, camps, leagues, tournaments, and events. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Welcome back. Hurricane High School. It's the Tigers 7, the Dixie Flyers 7, and we're through one period of play. That went by pretty quick. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 upcoming for the Flyers from their own 29-yard line. Single wing, sidecar right is Clyde. Here's the snap, throws it outside to McRoberts. He gets a block from a lineman, but then is instantly grabbed and taken down. How about the game that Ethan Ott is having so far for the Flyers, getting out to the perimeter and making the play?
Well, it kind of started there with Matt Davison breaking through first. He overshot the man, but that pressure made McRoberts aware that I'm not alone here. And then Ethan Ott comes in, cleans up nicely. And Hurricane seemed like they wanted to execute that well. They're excellent in the screen game. We saw that against Hillcrest. It's just pure pursuit right there from the Dixie Flyers that got it done, and Ethan Ott in particular.
3rd down, 4 to go for the Flyers as we start the second quarter. Tie ball game at 7. Here's Gabriel. Motions Brody Jacobs across, looking to pass. Fakes the throw, pulls it down, tries to run. Lopati in pursuit, floats it over the top and out of bounds. Trying to make the touch pass, floating it over the top of the defense, but incomplete.
Jacobs had his step on his man, but it was still incredibly tight coverage. That throw, moving to your left, throwing with your right. Receiver on the far sideline would have had to been about 10% better than perfect, AT. And that's what we kind of witnessed. You like the idea he was in hot pursuit. Get rid of the football. Same thing we talked about with Truman earlier. Sometimes it's okay not to force an early mistake. And in a 7-7 game, you certainly don't want to give Dixie any extra opportunities.
4th down, and here comes the punt team. Rand Sawyer out to kick. Update from Crimson Cliffs. They lead 7-0 over Cedar. They will allow Rand to return it. He makes a move, makes a couple guys miss, and then gets hit hard at about the 50-yard line, and that's where the Flyers will take over. There is about 7 minutes left in the second period. Crimson with the 7-0 lead. There's a Hearst Ace Hardware update for you. We'll get other scores from around Region 9 as this game progresses. We're at 7-7. Dixie now with the ball. on the 51-yard line, according to the scoreboard.
And we do have, we'll see where everything kind of lines up after the fact. Yeah, the old official huddle, AT. What do you think goes on out there?
What's going on?
Yeah, I mean,
they're like, I didn't know there was a 51-yard line. Let's make sure that is. We need to repaint this field.
Well, listen, that's the thing about the big block H, AT. You can't put the big block H out there without an extra yard. Everybody knows that.
And there's a flag on the play. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And they're saying they're going over to talk to Coach Mockers. And now Coach Mockers told us how long he's been coaching in the state of Utah. I don't remember if it was 30-something years or what, but state championships at Morgan, Dixie. I think went to the state championship when he was at Fremont, and has been such an institution down here in southern Utah, and bringing back another kind of institution-type coach in Rick Barry, who's calling the defense for him once again this year for the Flyers.
The coaching staff that Dixie possesses right now is simply enough to make teams very aware that this Dixie team can turn around at any given moment. You can look at the roster, you can look at the talent, whatever you want to do, because I think we're getting ready to re-kick this here, AT.
I would kick it out of bounds this time if I'm Hurricane. You don't want Mr. Sawyer to get a chance to make a big play here, but we'll see. Hurricane's not afraid. Here's the kick. They'll kick it to the left of Rand, make him run for it. He'll catch it on one hop, go to the right side, gets to the sideline and goes out of bounds. And a big hit happens on the sideline. A Hurricane player goes flying. I don't see any flags or anything, so Dixie will take it at about the 45-yard line of Hurricane, so about 5 yards better than they had the first time.
I think that was the punter himself, AT, who ended up deep into that Dixie bench, and the official runs over, tries to calm things down. Of course, anytime an opposing player ends up on the wrong sideline, they come over, try to be peacekeepers, if you will. I don't think there was any peace that needed to be kept there, but these officials love reffing these games. They love helping these young kids, teaching them, helping them grow up, become better athletes, better men, and it's nice to see them out there for your athletes.
1st and 10. Here's the throw. Wyatt Truman outside, ball caught for a good gain there on 1st down. That's Trazen Heveron. Is that who you have? Yeah. He's made a couple plays tonight.
His at least second grab. They tried him out on a little out pass earlier. Didn't go much of anywhere. That one picks up solid yards. Moves Dixie further into Hurricane territory in this 7-7 ball game. We got 10-16. Our Nets on Fire clock.
2nd down and 5 to go from the 39-yard line of Hurricane. Here's Truman. Hands it off to Rand Sawyer. He dives forward. The ball's on the turf. Hurricane jumps on it. It's going to be Hurricane ball. It was not a clean handoff. Rand left without the ball. And Hurricane gets a huge turnover with 9:59 left here in the second period, tied with Dixie at 7.
Karsten Walker, the Tiger, who dove on top of it. And we get a great look at it right here via replay. You can see he's still trying to secure that when the Tiger goes low. Crown hits that football, pops it loose, was never able to secure it. And Walker, the leading tackler on this Tiger squad, first one to dive on the football and give the Tigers what may be a momentum-changing play as the offense retakes the field.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Hurricane Tigers. 7-7 ball game. 9:59 left here in the second period. Here is Dillon. He'll hand it to Brody Jacobs off tackle right. He finds a cuts up, dodges a safety, gets tackled at the 39-yard line of Dixie. Big run by Hurricane. That's not Brody Jacobs. That's R.J. Allred with his, I believe, Rustin, first carry of the game.
We saw him with a couple runs against Hillcrest, first one against this Flyers team, and he makes it count. Sometimes that's the benefit of Hurricane rolling out Allred, for example, as everyone's focused on McRoberts. They're focused on Jips. You can forget about someone that has the speed that Allred possesses, and just a great job getting to the second level, pushing forward, and moving Hurricane into Dixie territory.
1st and 10 from the Dixie 39-yard line. Here's Gabriel. He'll motion McRoberts. Gives it to McRoberts. McRoberts wants action. He goes up the middle. He gets about 9 yards, just short of the 1st down. And Hurricane wanting to rumble and stumble their way down the field, showing off some physicality tonight at home.
Physicality is the key word. We see that counterplay quite a bit, but this time McRoberts decides to turn upfield and trying to bounce to the outside, which we've typically seen. Anything outside against this Dixie defense hasn't really worked tonight, but that type of stuff has. We saw it with Allred, we see it with McRoberts, and the Tigers continue to move with a fresh set of downs.
9 minutes on the clock in the second period. Handoff goes to Allred again, and he picks his way for a few-yard gain to the right side. More than a few.
Yeah.
A bunch of yards. It'll be about 2nd and 4 upcoming for the Tigers.
Initially, when there was first contact with Allred, it was around the line of scrimmage, but it was his own lineman, and he kind of sticks that left hand out, propels his lineman forward, like running backs are taught to do. Make sure you're helping them do their job, and the Hurricane front done an excellent job up to this point so far tonight.
2nd and 4. Touch pass goes ahead to Brody Jacobs. He's trying to get the edge, but he's tangled up and taken down by Mason Schumann for a loss on the play. Great job protecting the edge by Dixie.
Schumann had that big-time tackle on 3rd and goal deep into the red zone when Hurricane was threatening to score. They would end up scoring off of it, but no fault of Schumann's. And right there, Jacobs thought he could hit a little bit further, continue to spread out the defense, and he'd eventually be able to turn upfield. Not the case. Excellent pursuit, excellent angle from Schumann, and this is going to make it 3rd down and 9 for H-Town.
3rd and 9 upcoming for the Tigers. We'll see if Dixie brings numbers at the Tigers, and if Hurricane wants to go to the air, or if they're going to run it in 4-down territory here. We got a whistle and a timeout called by Coach Cowan. Their second of the half with 7:31 left here in the second period. We'll keep it right here. Last we saw Cedar trailing Crimson in the second period 7-0. We'll try to get you a score from Desert Hills and Pineview. Thanks for being with us. Our Ideal Home and Paint game of the night here in Hurricane. Appreciate all of our sponsors, including Fabulous Freddy's, your favorite hometown full-service car wash in 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah Fabulous Freddy's locations. 3rd and 9 upcoming, Rustin. If you're Coach Ashby, the offensive coordinator for the Tigers, what are you dialing up here?
I can think of maybe 2 times in which Gabriel's had to toss that football tonight, AT, and you wonder if this is going to be another one of those upcoming for the junior. He has that touchdown pass to McRoberts already in this game. You trust in him. The whole reason that it hasn't been a pass-heavy approach for the Tigers is because their run game's worked. It's worked it's worked all season so far. But Dixie has done a good job containing things, especially on these types of downs. If you're Hurricane, it feels like a pass play, and I'm not talking about a screen pass play. I think Dixie's anticipating something. This is where you maybe try to target the middle of the field, maybe that far sideline on a one-on-one scenario if the time is allowed.
Here's the same motion. McRoberts fake it to him. Dylan wants to run. He breaks a tackle, spurts through a seam, and will be pushed forward by his lineman, but looks to be just short of the first down. It might be 4th and inches upcoming for the Tigers. Here with 7:14 left in the second quarter.
We got half of it down. We said Gabriel, and it was going to have to be on his shoulders. Right there it was. We talk about the personnel that Hurricane employs and that you have to watch for Jacobs and McRoberts and Allred, and you forget that Gabriel, plenty capable of moving the ball. He came into tonight with 120 rush yards throughout 3 games. Doesn't run a ton, but when he does, he makes it count. Makes this a very 4th down and manageable. Dixie's going to pack things inside. That box is going to be loaded. We'll see what the Tigers draw up.
4th and 1. Here's Gabriel. Flag. Somebody jumped. Did you see?
I didn't quite. I think it's going to go against the Tigers.
I was expecting a hard count, and they snapped the ball. We'll see what the call is as the referees confer here. And Gabriel saying it's against the Flyers.
And the Flyers saying it's against the Tigers, of course. No surprise.
And it will go against Dixie. And so they get a free first down on the encroachment by the Flyers. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
That was big time right there. Hard count. It was enough to where both teams thought or were convinced that they were the ones who were going to be receiving the penalty. And it goes in favor of the Tigers. Fresh set of downs in the Flynn Roofing zone. Tiger lead game.
On the clock here in the second period, handoff goes straight up the middle, nowhere to go. He's swallowed up by the big fella for Dixie, number 55, whose number's not on our official roster here.
And some of these things right now, I know Dixie is a team that's dealt with injuries in abundance. I know right now you're seeing some fellas out on the field right now for the Flyers who typically have not got a lot of varsity minutes up to this time, and they're rising to the occasion in what has been an incredibly tight ball game as we have a timeout on the field.
And it looked like R.J. Allred limping a little bit or carrying him off. His teammates are helping him off. Looks like hopefully he'll be able to come back in the game. He's had a great game so far. You're listening to ESPN 97.7, 7-7 ball game. 6:05 left in the second quarter. Dixie and Hurricane.
See Hearst first and get more done this season with Ace's Red Hot Buys. Save $30 on Craftsman brushless toolkits and get a free high-powered battery with select Milwaukee and DeWalt tools. Find Craftsman and DeWalt hand tools just $14.99 each. Hearst is your canning headquarters with everything you need to get the pantry stocked. Save $2 instantly on ball canning jars. Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Cedar City and St. George.
Ace is the place for helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back. Here we go. 2nd and 2 for Hurricane on the Dixie 15-yard line. 7-7 ball game. 2nd and 10, sorry, for Hurricane. Sideline warning on Dixie. Here's Gabriel going left with a lead blocker. Skirts outside. He's going for the pylon. Touchdown, Dylan Gabriel. Tigers take the lead.
Twice in this drive when they've needed something big, they put it on their quarterback. Not the arm, not the throwing ability, but his ability to simply put the ball, tuck it, and take off. Beautifully designed. They sent Dixie to the right side. They thought they had something there. Instead, it's Gabriel squirting through on the far sideline across the goal line, and the Tigers are in business.
Wow. How about the atmosphere right now at Hurricane High? We're going to have another flag on the PAT as a Flyer jumped well off sides there.
You know, I was impressed last week, AT, as we settle up for this extra point. Extra points brought to you by
St. George Topper.
St. George Topper, don't go topless. And I was impressed. Hurricane did not miss a single extra point last week in their 56-point performance against Hillcrest. They're 1-1 on the night, trying to make it 2-2, which would make it a 14-7 game.
And that kick is up and good. Nice job. 14-7, 5:49 left here in the second period. Hurricane with a 7-point lead. We'll be back right after this.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find a helpful face. Someone welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. At Bucks Ace, we exist to help others, and you can see it in our faces.
Hi, I'm Tomas. I work at Bucks Ace in Santa Clara. Please come visit me at the helpful place for a VIP customer service experience.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
There's no better time to bring the timeless quality and dependability of GE appliances to your home than right now with your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Save on premium finish options that you won't find anywhere else, and features that help you spend less time doing chores and more time doing what matters to you. Now's your chance to save big on select GE appliances. Visit your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus or shop online at ApplianceWholesalersPlus.com.
Hey, buddy, welcome back. Thanks for being with us. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson. How about the Hurricane Tigers? 14-7 with 5:49 left in the second period. Here comes the return for Dixie. Big time stop before the 20. What a tackle. Trying to get a number on the tackler there. Nice job by Hurricane. That's McKay Kleinman with the big stop for Hurricane. 5:42 left in the second quarter. Thanks for being with us. Our ideal home and paint game of the night. I'm looking at some of the kids in the student section in their camo stuff with, I can't say that term for that. shirt they're wearing. It's kind of like the –
yeah.
Actually, there's not a politically correct way to say what that shirt is, but I'm like, why aren't you wearing shoulder pads right now, right? This kid is like 5'11", 185.
Hurricane's always talking about their upcoming classes. Maybe he's just an 8th grader.
Maybe he is. I mean, that kid should be out there right now. 5:23 left here in the second period. 14-7 after a short gain from Dixie on the run. They come out with Rand Sawyer, side cart right. We're going to have a timeout call for the Flyers, and we'll keep it here so we can talk about some of our great sponsors helping us bring you the action tonight, including Pro Auto Care, who's our big hit sponsor, and Kleinman had a big hit on Dixie on that kickoff. Pro Auto Care in Washington, Utah. If you've been in a big hit, call Pro Auto Care, 435-229-1033. And stay tuned for our Bucks Ace Hardware trivia question for a chance to win Bucks Ace Hardware gift cards. Here's a Hearst Ace Hardware update. Desert Hills up 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Crimson Cliffs 7-0 over Cedar at halftime. How about the Cedar Reds battling?
Give me that region parity all day, every day, AT. Region 9 is at its best when every single team can make every other team sweat. All right, you're always going to have your favorites. You're always going to have your champion. I understand that. But when every game is a drag-out, knockdown, brawl fest, that makes the whole region better. And honestly, likely increases your chances you walk away with the state title because you're battle-tested.
Here's the snap. Truman looking to throw, looking right, throws it to Rand Sawyer over the top of his fingers. Incomplete. Big hit put on him there by Brody Jacobs.
And Jacobs is fired up. He's fist pumping out there. This is a Tigers team that, I mean, we're never out of it. It's not as if they were hanging their heads or discouraged when Dixie took a 7-0 lead. They battled back, made it 7-7. They now lead 14-7. This defense has that momentum behind their backs. They are pushing. They're fighting. They feel fired up. And it's been a while since we've seen this Dixie offense.
Yeah.
Last time they were on the field, it was a turnover, a fumble. We've seen a turnover on downs for this Dixie team. So they've been moving the football. Just a couple mishaps have kind of done them in.
Need this conversion. Here's Truman sprinting out to his left. Throws it to Rand Sawyer, who dives forward. He's going to be short of the first down. He wants to go, but they're going to bring in the punt team.
Man, and
I like that play by Dixie. Just get it to Rand in open space. It was just a really good defensive play by Hurricane, who's been kind of sure tackling tonight. It's against the Flyers.
It's their leader, AT. That's Karsten Walker, at least in terms of tackles. He's all over. I mean, it doesn't matter. You're throwing the football, you're running the football. Option plays, he's always in the right spot, right time, just due to his pure hustle, pure ability to just, he's got a nose for the football, and that's what we saw right there. Walker getting in, making the tackle, getting it done.
Here's the punt. It'll be fair caught by Austin McRoberts at about the 34-yard line. So Hurricane has 4:15 left. They got a 14-7 lead here in the second period. And we'll see if they can keep moving the ball down the field, running it, throwing it. They've had a pretty good mix after a big stop, keeping Dixie to nothing on that drive and forcing them to punt. I'm impressed with the Hurricane Tigers storyline coming into this game. They're 1-2. Yeah, they did it against Hillcrest, but can they do it against a region team? And so far, through 1.5 and more quarters, they've been playing excellent.
They have, and now the offense back out on the field, 4:15 on the clock. You have a chance to extend this lead even a little bit more if you're Hurricane. And the last couple possessions for Dixie, let's count them down, AT. Turnover on downs, fumble, forced a punt. The Hurricane defense has notched things up another level right now. And if the offense can get on the board one more time, Dixie might start hitting that panic button a little bit. I think this is an experienced team. They're not super worried. They're focused on getting the stop now.
Here's Gabriel. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of Hurricane. Flag on the play. We've had 1 million flags tonight in the first half. And it'll be against the Tigers. Legal procedure. They'll go back 5 yards. 1st and 15 from the 34-yard line upcoming for Hurricane.
That's what the Flyers defense wanted to see. Not only do you get the benefit of moving the offense back a little further and making that first down much more unattainable, but you also have the ability now to kind of pin your ears down, right? Play with a little bit more pursuit, not tread water or not really walk on glass as much here. You're not as worried because you have that extra cushion of yardage, and we'll see if Dixie puts on a little bit of that pressure.
1st and 15, handoff up the middle. Hurricane pushing the pile forward, and they'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. I've been impressed with Hurricane's ability just to run it up the middle and have some push against this Dixie defense so far.
Well, we talked about how them running the counters and bouncing it to the outside, which was their MO against Hillcrest. Dixie hasn't allowed that. They're obviously well prepped for that. They're making sure that that's not a reality. So what have they done? They've started to turn things, whether it's Clyde, Mick Roberts, whoever it is, running between that guard and tackle spot. That's been pretty effective so far for this Tiger team.
2nd and 9. Here's Gabriel. Fakes it up the middle, hands it off to Jacobs on the counter, and he's going to kick it outside and get a good gain, and it'll be 3rd and about 1 coming up for Hurricane. Middle worked earlier. Now that one, they finally get one to spurt outside for a good gain. That time was Brody Jacobs.
Jacobs is that type of ball carrier who runs with the ball tucked tight and one of his arms freely out, extending against anybody who may try to come near him. I know some guys have the stiff arm here and there. Jacobs is a stiff armor 100%, works to his advantage, picks up a couple extra yards.
Here's Gabriel. Wants to sneak it. Hurricane jumped again. They were in the shotgun. Gabriel was going to go up under center and maybe sneak it. Somebody jumped, and that's frustrating for Hurricane.
Yeah,
as they'll go 5 yards back.
So you got a 3rd and 1. It's going to turn into a 3rd and 6 here, AT. And this is where we've assumed in the past that this is going to be the Tigers passing the football. It's going to be Gabriel trying to find Trump or McRoberts on a slant. Instead, though, it's still been a run play. They've just mixed up how they've done it. Instead of a counter, it's been Gabriel keeping. On this drive so far, we have not seen him keep the football. So we'll see what Hurricane does.
3rd and 6. Here's Gabriel. Takes the snap. Gives the handoff to McRoberts, who cuts it up the middle. He's got and more. He goes to the sideline. The 20. The 10. Touchdown, Hurricane. Austin McRoberts from his own 43-yard line. A 57-yard touchdown on 3rd and 6. Wow.
And AT, I think downfield, throwing the block, making sure that there was room to run. I think it was number 52, Tanner Matua, who got it done there, making sure that McRoberts was able to spring it further to the outside for the score. Great blocking, great speed, and a Hurricane touchdown.
Wow. McRoberts with just space. I mean, there's just room to run tonight, and McRoberts can burst about as good as anybody as the PAT is up and good. 21-7 here in the second period. 3:18 left in the second quarter. We'll be back on ESPN 97.7, your home of Region 9 football.
Wendy's knows everyone hates cold, soggy fries. That's why at Wendy's, they serve them up hot and crispy every time. Yep, Wendy's means always hot and crispy every single time. So don't risk going somewhere else. With natural skin-on potatoes, every order of hot and crispy fries is prepared to golden goodness and perfectly sprinkled with sea salt every time. Head to your St. George Wendy's today to get your hot and crispy fries and make every day a fry day.
There's no better time to bring the timeless quality and dependability of GE appliances to your home than right now with your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Save on premium finish options that you won't find anywhere else, and features that help you spend less time doing chores and more time doing what matters to you. Now's your chance to save big on select GE appliances. Visit your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus or shop online at ApplianceWholesalersPlus.com.
Welcome back, Hurricane High School. Hurricane leading Dixie 21-7. Kickoff bounces in front of the Flyer. He picks it up and is tackled at about the 10. How about the Hurricane special teams tonight, Rustin? Covering it up, and we're going to have a flag come in late. Let's take a look at that last touchdown. We were pointing out the blocker who got out front for the Tigers here, Rustin.
AC Right there it is, number 52, Matua, who gets it done. And you see kind of the guard and tackle on the right side, paving the way, getting things set up, and then just this lineman sprinting downfield well above McRoberts, gets into that secondary, plants a crucial block, and McRoberts untouched on that play for that score. We give him all the credit. That is going to be another touchdown on the year. I think he's now up to 10 total, both rushing and receiving. But the line doing a great job. Those guys on the ends doing a great job, just simply sealing and paving the way for someone to get it done.
Flag goes against Dixie, and they're going to give it up the middle. No, they're not. It's going to be Wyatt Truman up the middle for a big gain. How about Wyatt Truman running the ball tonight, Rustin?
Yeah.
Just on that zone read keeper up the middle. He's gouged Hurricane for a couple of big runs tonight, and he'll get him up close to midfield with 3:04 left here in the second period.
And Truman has been what Dixie needs him to be. He's been running the football effectively. They're trying to get that ground game solidified between him and Sawyer.
And they'll run a stretch play outside to Sawyer, who running hard, lowering his shoulder on the sideline. And a good gain for Rand Sawyer. Dixie coming out this drive with purpose, wanting to get into the end zone before they go to the locker room. 2:38 and counting on our Nets on Fire clock.
Well, Dixie right now knows that they're in a position where they can't get too far behind. This is a team that's had to play but from behind pretty much the entirety of the year, AT. They don't want to deal with it again. They want to be able to rely on their ground game. They don't want to have to go too pass heavy, and that comes down to being able to capitalize before the half.
They're going to motion Rand, fake it to him, counter to the left side, and he's stuck. Nowhere to go. Beautiful defensive play by the Tigers on that right side, Rustin.
Hurricane on the interior is doing an excellent job. You'll notice on the outside, that's where Dixie's had their success with Rand Sawyer. That's where a lot of that running back ability has kind of shown forth for the Flyers. But basically, once you try to run up between that offensive line, the Tigers' defensive front has done a solid job. Truman's had his way there on a couple QB keepers, but the ground game itself hasn't been crazy effective.
Third down run, Rand Sawyer almost burst through everybody. He easily gets the first down and much more inside the 30-yard line. And Rand's wanting to go hurry up here with 1:40 left. And Dixie will. They're getting back up to the line as the chains move. For the Flyers, they're at the 27-yard line of the Tigers. Here's the snap to Truman, hand off to Rand Sawyer. He goes right this time, lowering his shoulder, and Rand Sawyer is just saying, give me the ball over and over again. He's signaling to the sideline, keep feeding me. Let's just keep going here. Second and short, 1:16 left here in the second period. From inside the 20-yard line now, they give it to Rand again. He runs over a Tiger. Holy cow, Rand Sawyer, full head of steam again, Rustin.
And enough for a first down there. Dixie with a fresh set of downs inside the 15-yard line. And AT, when Rand Sawyer wants to go, you go. When he's feeling it, you give him every opportunity to make something happen. And Dixie moving the ball more effectively than they have all night long. Trailing 21-7, the Flyers on the move. They got the Tigers on the back of their heels right now trying to capitalize with 50, 49, 48. Clock continues to tick before half.
How do you not love Rand Sawyer? How he plays every week. Here's Wyatt Truman up the middle on the keeper. The ball goes onto the turf. There's a fight for it. On the ground.
Hurricane motioning, they have it. Well, one Tiger is.
37.9 seconds on the clock. And it looks like
that Tiger was wrong.
Dixie will retain possession and will have a timeout on the field with 30, let's see, the clock now says 34 seconds. The ball is at about the 13-yard line.
You got to give the Tigers defense a lot of credit, even in this position where Dixie's been able to move the football at will. The Tigers have forced a good amount of turnovers this year, AT. They have 6 interceptions coming into this game, which in 3 games is pretty consistent. We saw a handful against Hillcrest last week, and then even tonight against the Dixie Flyers, we've seen the ball on the turf multiple times. Now Dixie's jumped back on top of it a couple times, but they've been in a position where Hurricanes had a chance to dive on top of it and flip possession in their favor. That time Dixie gets back on top of it, but the fumbles have been something the Flyers are going to try to contain, especially in that second half.
Second down upcoming for the Dixie Flyers from the Hurricane at 13. Dixie trailing 21-7 with 34 seconds left. in the second quarter. Dixie trying to get into the end zone here. Nolan Perry had them as a 13-point favorite on Deseret News. Not that that means anything, but we like to refer to it. Gives us some context for each matchup. Here we go. Wyatt Truman from the shotgun. Rand Sawyer is still on the bench, I believe. Truman motions over Ochoa. Takes the snap, fakes it to Ochoa, looking to throw over the middle. No, that's Rand Sawyer in the slot. He makes the catch and dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Dixie.
Yeah, Sawyer, you're looking in the backfield wondering where is he? He can't get the football if he's not back there. And that's Dixie simply just running a little bit of a disguise, rolling Sawyer out in the slot. A slant not too dissimilar to what McRoberts caught earlier for the Tigers. Yeah. It's just Truman, fake to Ochoa. Defense bites enough, and it's just a beautifully placed ball right into the hands of your star player. He reaches out and even has to plunge forward a little bit. It wasn't a given. Sawyer makes it happen, and just like that, we're an extra point away from making this a 7-point ball game.
Awesome play design. The linebackers had to sync up and bite on the fake to Ochoa on the jet sweep, and that left the room for Rand Sawyer to make that catch for the touchdown. Kick is up and good. 21-14 after Rand Sawyer puts together a Herculean drive for the Flyers. We'll be back right after this with 28 seconds left in the second quarter.
Wendy's knows everyone hates cold, soggy fries. That's why at Wendy's, they serve them up hot and crispy every time. Yep, Wendy's means always hot and crispy every single time. So don't risk going somewhere else. With natural skin-on potatoes, every order of hot and crispy fries is prepared to golden goodness and perfectly sprinkled with sea salt every time. Head to your St. George Wendy's today to get your hot and crispy fries and make every day a fry day.
Welcome back, Hurricane High School. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson here with you. Been a fun first half so far. Got 28 seconds left. Hurricane leading 21-14. How about that last drive by the Flyers and Rand Sawyer running it, catching it, getting him in the end zone?
That's exactly what Dixie needed to dial up the 3 possessions prior to that. We knew it was a turnover on downs, a fumble, forced a punt. The offense was sputtering. All they needed to fix that up was a heavy dose of Rand Sawyer. He puts the team on his back, gets him downfield. Truman with a couple nice runs. And just like that, 7-point ball game.
Here's the return. Catches it on the 10, gives the handoff to McRoberts on a reverse. He's got room on the right side. He's at the 50. He's got to beat the kicker. He's going to beat the kicker. Austin McRoberts to the house before halftime on a reverse on the kickoff. How electrifying is this kid?
Oh my God. 10 touchdowns prior to that play for Austin McRoberts. Receiving, rushing, he did it all for this team. How about a kick return? And Hurricane executes that perfectly. Fools Dixie. McRoberts is gone. And at this point, when he hits the 50, it's a foot race. And there's few people who are faster than Austin McRoberts for touchdown 11 on the season in 4 games.
I thought the kicker had the angle, and McRoberts just destroys angles, right?
Disappeared quickly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
How about Hurricane special teams?
They've been great.
Now that they got a return, their kickoff coverage, their punt coverage.
Haven't missed an extra point.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Holy cow, man. What a game so far for the Tigers. Quick break. Back with, I think, what will be the rest of the second quarter after this.
Hi, it's Tyler with We Win Injury Law. People usually call us when they're involved in a vehicle accident, but there are so many other areas we specialize in. Long story short, if you've been injured, we can help. Maybe you've experienced medical malpractice, or a loved one has suffered nursing home abuse, or even a wrongful death. If so, call us today. You need an experienced injury lawyer who knows how to fight insurance companies. Unlike most lawyers, we are not scared to go to trial to fight for what you deserve. Call us today at 435-688-9558 for your free consultation, or visit us at WeWinInjuryLaw.com.
That's not good.
What?
Yep, your car's broken.
Oh, come on.
But we can fix it and get you back on the road quickly.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Pro Auto Care in St. George can handle anything under the hood of your Honda, Acura, Toyota, and Lexus. From oil changes to major repairs. Quality work at an affordable price. Check them out at yourproautocare.com. That's yourproautocare.com.
What a beautifully executed kickoff return reverse to Austin McRoberts for the return. Little squib kick by Hurricane. It'll bounce. Tough ground ball fielded by the Flyers, and they're going to be hounded and taken down again inside the 10-yard line with 5 seconds left. They have been wild dogs on this kickoff team. We're going to have a flag again. They were flagged before. Hurricane was. We'll see if this is again on the Tigers after a kickoff.
AT, we watched a 56-14 win for the Tigers over Hillcrest last week. And as electric as that was, it did not have the same energy that we're witnessing here tonight. In this era of the RPI, I know we like to fade away from, the importance of region games and the like. That's not the case. This rivalry is it's alive, and it's on full display here tonight. And the Tigers special teams, unsung hero right now at this moment. Obviously the kickoff return key, but you get a stop behind the 10, the penalty after the fact. I think it was some extracurriculars afterwards that moves this football forward. It's just created an entirely different atmosphere here in Hurricane that we haven't seen in a little while.
Here comes Truman. They'll go empty here, and then he'll just kneel it. But we have a timeout called by Hurricane. Maybe they thought, holy cow, they're not going to throw it here from the shotgun. So they use up the timeout, not knowing that Dixie was just going to kneel on it to go into the locker room.
Yeah, best to be prepared, right? In this game, who knows what could happen?
Exactly. Timeout's brought to you by our good friends at Dixie Chiropractic Disc Herniation Center. Check out DixieChiro.com. If you're in back pain, Dr. Ward Wagner and his experienced staff have the best expertise and technology in town to help you get out of pain. Dixie Chiropractic, proud sponsor of Region 9 Athletics.
Well, now with the timeout, you don't think anything changes right now for the Flyers, right? If they were going to kneel it before, a timeout's not going to stop them from kneeling it now, you'd imagine.
Hey, maybe you go the fake kneel, throw it down the seam to Sawyer, right?
Yep.
See what they do after the timeout. Rand is out on the far side as the wide out.
Right now, Hurricane playing deep, but it doesn't look like there's at least not any safety help over to that side. If we want to speculate a little bit for fun, as we anticipate the nil.
And here's the snap. They will throw it. Sawyer going to bomb it to Sawyer down the right side. It's going to be intercepted, and he's going to go down. And is that, I'm trying to see if that's Brody Jacobs out there with the pick. No, it's number 30. He's had a great first half. Bradley Rose, as we'll see on the replay. They did reconsider the kneel. I say, why not? They throw it into double coverage, just trying to get it to their playmaker. And Bradley Rose says, no, sir. We're going to the locker room with Hurricane leading 28-14. We'll be back with the Info West halftime show right after this on ESPN 97.7.
Hi, it's Tyler with We Win Injury Law. People usually call us when they're involved in a vehicle accident, but there are so many other areas we specialize in. Long story short, if you've been injured, we can help. Maybe you've experienced medical malpractice, or a loved one has suffered nursing home abuse, or even a wrongful death. If so, call us today. You need an experienced injury lawyer who knows how to fight insurance companies. Unlike most lawyers, we are not scared to go to trial to fight for what you deserve. Call us today at 435-688-9558 for your free consultation, or visit us at WeWinInjuryLaw.com.
I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Lighting is the jewelry for the home. Here at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, we go to every effort to find the latest and greatest new ideas and styles in decorative lighting. You may find it interesting, but we really do get excited about great lighting. We've recently returned home from the latest lighting trade show, where we found a number of exciting pieces. Those items have been arriving, and the showroom is filling up with fantastic new ideas that will make the statements you've been searching for. Come on in and get excited about lighting with us and see what's new. Wilkinson's, 88 East, 1160 South.
Where you at?
Hey, Coach, I know I'm late, but let the boys know the locker room will arrive before game time.
Just because you keep the equipment in the shell on your truck doesn't mean it's a locker room.
It's just so roomy, and I can lock it up whenever I need to. I got it at St. George Chopper for a steal.
You said you'd be on time.
Don't you worry, Coach. The equipment manager is on his way. I'm just going to stop for a quick nap. Don't drive drowsy, right, Coach?
No napping. Get that locker room over here.
This is Kyle with St. George Topper. Come in now for any new Lear 100XQ shell, and we'll throw in the carpet headliner, fold-down front slider window, and keyless entry upgrades at no extra cost. That's a $680 value.
Hey, you're welcome to use the locker room for your pregame speech, Coach.
I'm going to lock you in that shell if you don't arrive soon.
You know, maybe you should call it check on Mom. See that. The kids need their orange slices, right, Coach?
St. George Topper. We're on the boulevard. Don't go topless.
What's up, Southern Utah? This is Casey Winters from Nets on Fire, where it is always basketball season. The new school year is here, which means basketball season is only a few months away. Get your game on point, Nets on Fire. We have amazing expert trainers ready to work you out in a group or individual training. Hustle over to netsonfire.org to see our full schedule of individual training, group training, camps, leagues, tournaments, and events. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
See Hearst first and get more done this season with Ace's Red Hot Buys. Save $30 on Craftsman brushless toolkits and get a free high-powered battery with select Milwaukee and DeWalt tools. Find Craftsman and DeWalt hand tools just $14.99 each. Hearst is your canning headquarters with everything you need to get the pantry stocked. Save $2 instantly on Ball canning jars. Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Cedar City and St. George.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Flynn Companies in St. George provides commercial building services to all of Utah. They bring your vision for the building to life without compromise. Flynn's customers have come to expect innovative solutions backed by unparalleled technical expertise and a disciplined approach to project building. Flynn Companies is a proud booster of the Southern Utah community and has literally helped to build it. Visit FlynnCompanies.com today.
You're listening to the InfoWest Halftime Show. Got a lightning fast look at the first half stats, big plays, and scores from around the region.
Welcome back. Thanks for being with us. InfoWest Halftime Show brought to you by the internet people, at InfoWest. InfoWest.com for the fastest internet in southern Utah. 28-14, Hurricane with the lead over the Dixie Flyers. And what a first half that was. And the atmosphere here in H-Town has been electric, just like the play on the field for the Tigers has been. How about that kick return, their last score, with 30 seconds left? Let's kind of work in reverse order, Rustin.
Yeah, absolutely.
30 seconds left. Dixie's kicking it to you. You're probably expecting Hurricane to receive the ball, then just kneel on it, going to the halftime with the lead. Instead, they run a reverse that was executed beautifully. Brody Jacobs handing it off to Austin McRoberts, and they go down the sideline with some great blocks, avoid any clips or anything like that. And McRoberts scores another touchdown at the end of the second quarter.
Well, you would assume in that particular scenario that Hurricane would be content simply to get the football with a 7-point lead, kneel on it, run out the clock, whatever the case may be, and not get too ahead of themselves, right? It is the Tigers. This is a team that hasn't beat Dixie since 2014. Maybe they take the 7-point lead and they're comfy. No, this Hurricane team is afraid of nobody, and it's pretty evident out here on their play on the field. They decide to run that reverse. McRoberts kicks it up front, has some key blocks. The blocking tonight for Hurricane has been so pristine, whether it's on that special teams play that we just witnessed, or whether it's, for example, someone like Matua getting out and throwing blocks downfield. The linemen have done an excellent job in the run game. Hurricane is getting it done on a fundamental standpoint right now, AT. It's coming down to throwing good blocks, not holding, and then, of course, special teams as well. Some of the things that You don't always count when you're drawing up the keys to the game, right? Or when you're trying to figure out what makes teams great. Sometimes it's as simple as getting hands on people, making sure that the penalty flag isn't going against you when you're throwing those blocks, especially at the second level. And then, of course, the special teams. We're talking about the extra points. They're going through. We haven't seen Hurricane miss an extra point dating back last week to Hillcrest. We see it now against Dixie. It's the small stuff that the Tigers are getting done right now, and you absolutely have to appreciate it. And we've seen McRoberts do it in the kickoff game. We've seen him do it in the pass game, had that slant early on that was good for Hurricanes' first score, and then a mix of things in between. It's just been a special performance through and through. And this game right now, I don't know what Dixie's going to come out of the half looking like. You have to anticipate they're going to be fired up. They're going to be ready. This is a team that's 0-3. They know that they've played well below their potential. Started out well tonight with a 7-0 lead. They're going to come out fired up. But Hurricane is just, I mean, it feels like a full performance up to this point. There never has been a moment where I'm like, oh, that's pretty disappointing. Defense is forcing fumbles, turnovers, special teams, big plays. Go through the list, AT. They're checking all boxes right now.
And Dixie had some electric plays as well, most of them by Rand Sawyer, who got them going with their first possession of the game. They just went off tackle right to Rand, and he took it to the house. And at that point, it was like, okay, maybe Hurricanes defense isn't going to be able to run with the Flyers and Rand Sawyer. But overall, in the first half, they forced a couple 3-and-outs. They forced some punts. Dixie scored on their first possession, and then it wasn't until their last or second to last possession where Rand just was Hercules, ran them down, and then caught a touchdown for their second touchdown of the game. I've just been impressed with Hurricane defense, swarming to the ball, special teams swarming to the ball, and on offense, obviously, big plays. And it wasn't just McRoberts. Dylan Gabriel running the ball, throwing the ball down the field, making big plays. I mean, this is just a Hurricane team who you feel like they understand the moment and understand when a play is needed on third down or whatever, and they're making them. And it was funny to see Coach Cowan after that return kickoff touchdown. He was just laughing. He was just over on the thing, like laughing, and it just must have been such a moment to rejoice when something like that works so well. As for our TV audience watching some of the replays here on our YouTube page, if you're driving home and want to continue following this game, go to sportsradio977.com. It's been, on the Dixie side, it's been interesting to see Isa Lopati, who you think of as a defensive player and an edge rusher, out as kind of a H-back, blocking for people, blocking down the field, laying people out. They're using him up on both sides of the ball, and they need to against Hurricane, who's got a 28-14 lead right now.
It's all hands on deck right now for the Flyers. Injuries and the like have kind of put this team in a position where they're just trying new things, multiple looks, and Lopati certainly fits into that bill. As you see the fumble here that Hurricane dives on top, this was a crucial point, AT, and I feel like it's worth mentioning. That ball squirted free from Dixie a couple different times tonight. Now, they haven't lost every single one of them. They have the interception, they have the fumble, they have the turnover on downs for 3 possession changes there, but there's been a couple other opportunities that Hurricane was that close to getting on top of, and that once again is credit to the Tigers defense for getting it done. And here's Gabriel. You talk about his ability to simply squirt through. This was Dylan Gabriel's rushing touchdown, had a passing touchdown before that. He scampers into the end zone when all the Flyers are looking to that near sideline expecting a run there. Gabriel goes the opposite direction.
Gabriel has shown it with his feet. He's shown it with hhis arm. Let's give you some Hearst Ace Hardware updates from around Region 9 as our TV audience continues to watch some of the highlights from the first half. Snow Canyon up 41-3 over Centennial on the road in Nevada tonight. Let's see.
That's big. You said Snow Canyon up 21-3, right?
41-3.
41-3?
Yeah.
Wow. Remember, this is a team that Desert Hills scrapped against last week. We asked if the Warriors could run the football against the Centennial team. The answer is yes. They've given up, in about 2 games, close to 600 yards on the season, so it's good to see that offense going.
Crimson Cliffs, last we saw and last Deseret News has, is up 7-0 over Cedar. Do we have something more recent than that? 7-7 now in the third quarter. Wow. But the Reds battling. Hurricane up 28-14 here at halftime against the Dixie Flyers, and Desert Hills up 21-14 on Pineview. Last we saw.
Great games.
So we've got some region like you said, it's funner to have parity in the region instead of a bunch of blowouts. And it looks like teams like Cedar better this year, teams like Hurricane better this year. And we're seeing some close games all around region tonight, except for the outer region game where Snow Canyon is putting it on Centennial 41-3. A team in Snow Canyon who struggled a little bit this year. They've had tough competition, but yet to have a win. They're going on the road and laying the wood right now on Centennial in Nevada. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more on the InfoWest Halftime Show on ESPN 97.7. Thanks for being with us.
The annual Fill the Bus school supply donation drive is going on now at Findlay Subaru. Take your donations of school supplies, including things like juice boxes, crackers, socks, and underwear, to Findlay Subaru before August 31st and help make a difference for local students. We live in a wonderfully prosperous community, but there's still a significant need for school supplies. Your contributions will fill the bus and fill their hearts. Fill the Bus is brought to you in part by Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash, Handel's Homemade Ice Cream, and your friends at Findlay Subaru. Together, let's drive success for our kids.
Look, Mom! I drew you a dinosaur!
Son of a Brontosaurus! Not ideal. Your kid using Sharpie on the living room wall. Ideal. Ideal Home & Paint's Kelly Moore paint selection. Make your house, flaws and all, look its very best with a little help from Kelly Moore Paint and Ideal Home & Paint. Ideal Home & Paint, your local paint experts in Southern Utah since 1975.
I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Lighting is the jewelry for the home. Here at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, we go to every effort to find the latest and greatest new ideas and styles in decorative lighting. You may find it interesting, but we really do get excited about great lighting. We've recently returned home from the latest lighting trade show, where we found a number of exciting pieces. Those items have been arriving, and the showroom is filling up with fantastic new ideas that will make the statements you've been searching for. Come on in and get excited about lighting with us and see what's new. Wilkinson's, 88 East, 1160 South.
There's no better time to bring the timeless quality and dependability of GE appliances to your home than right now with your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Save on premium finish options that you won't find anywhere else, and features that help you spend less time doing chores and more time doing what matters to you. Now's your chance to save big on select GE appliances. Visit your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus or shop online at ApplianceWholesalersPlus.com.
InfoWest, the Internet people, are proud to be your local Internet provider. Being local means supporting our community. As InfoWest celebrates 30 years of business, we want to introduce you to one of our friends.
Hi, I'm Kylie Field from the Women's Business Center of Utah, and I'm excited to invite you to our 6th annual Exploring Possibilities Conference. Join us on September 5th from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Cedar City. Don't miss this inspiring event. Register now at wbcutah.org. We hope to see you there.
Flynn Companies in St. George provides commercial building services to all of Utah. They bring your vision for the building to life without compromise. Flynn's customers have come to expect innovative solutions backed by unparalleled technical expertise and a disciplined approach to project building. Flynn Companies is a proud booster of the Southern Utah community and has literally helped to build it. Visit FlynnCompanies.com today.
The annual Fill the Bus school supply donation drive is going on now at Findlay Subaru. Take your donations of school supplies, including things like juice boxes, crackers, socks, and underwear, to Findlay Subaru before August 31st and help make a difference for local students. We live in a wonderfully prosperous community, but there's still a significant need for school supplies. Your contributions will fill the bus and fill their hearts. Fill the Bus is brought to you in part by Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash, Handel's Homemade Ice Cream, and your friends at Findlay Subaru. Together, let's drive success for our kids.
What's up, Southern Utah? This is Casey Winters from Nets on Fire, where it is always basketball season. The new school year is here, which means basketball season is only a few months away. Get your game on point at Nets on Fire. We have amazing expert trainers ready to work you out in a group or individual training. Hustle over to netsonfire.org to see our full schedule of individual training, group training, camps, leagues, tournaments, and events. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Lighting is the jewelry for the home. Here at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, we go to every effort to find the latest and greatest new ideas and styles in decorative lighting. You may find it interesting, but we really do get excited about great lighting. We've recently returned home from the latest lighting trade show, where we found a number of exciting pieces. Those items have been arriving, and the showroom is filling up with fantastic new ideas that will make the statements you've been searching for. Come on in and get excited about lighting with us and see what's new. Wilkinson's, 88 East, 1160 South.
Welcome back to the action, brought to you in part by Ideal Home and Paints.
Welcome back. Thanks for being with us. InfoWest Halftime Show. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson. You're with us on ESPN 97.7. If you're going home, want to continue watching this game, sportsradio977.com is where we're streaming the video. And it's 28-14. Hurricane with the lead. And it's been a while since they've been able to beat Dixie. If they can hold on to the lead and win this game, it'll be a historic night here at Hurricane High as fans continue to filter in. It seems like the crowd is getting bigger and bigger for the Hurricane Tigers as this game goes along. Infowest.com, the internet people, pioneers of internet to Southern Utah. We appreciate InfoWest for the fastest internet in all of Southern Utah. Go to Infowest.com. Also appreciate Wilkinson's House of Lighting. Since 1946, they've been a fan of Southern Utah sports. Lights, fans, and fixtures. Contractors and homeowners are always welcome at Wilkinson's House of Lighting. We also appreciate Hearst Ace Hardware, who gave us the updates. Every game in region is fairly close. Last we saw 7-7 in the game Crimson Cliffs and Cedar. That game on 101.9 FM. Fox Sports Utah is where you can listen to the Cedar and Crimson Cliffs. 7-7 ball game last we saw. And then Pineview and Desert Hills. Desert Hills was up 21-14 last we saw. Whereas Snow Canyon with a 41-3 lead over Centennial on the road. The only game that is out of hand right now. Let's see what Rustin's got in mind for some second half adjustments. Let's start with the team that's down, the Dixie Flyers. Yeah. What adjustments do you think they need to make to come back here in the second half?
I'm going to make this as simplistic as possible, AT. Heavy dosages of Rand Sawyer again and again and again. When Dixie marched down the field, was moving the football with ease, it was simply a result of Rand Sawyer getting he was getting it done, and he's such a physical force that he sets the tone for the rest of the team. If he lowers his shoulder and hits somebody hard, the rest of the team's going to lower their shoulder and hit somebody hard. So you have to appreciate just the leadership in terms of watch what I do, try to do something similar in this lineup. And I think also for Dixie, even the emergence of Wyatt Truman and his ability to run the football in the second quarter, I think that goes a long way. Every time Truman decided to keep that football, every time a play was drawn up for him, he was very effective on the ground. I think Dixie's found a little something with the run game. Stick to it. I know it's a two-possession game right now. Fret not type scenario. Yeah. Dixie's had to abandon the run game in every other game they played this year. They don't have to quite yet. Stick to it. Yeah. Let it go to work for you. It's going to help you not only now but in future games down the line. So that's one of my big-time adjustments for this Flyers team is don't give up on the run quite yet. You've had to every other game. You don't have to right now.
You're listening to the InfoWest Halftime Show. At every game, there comes a certain point where the student section discovers that there is a microphone hanging out the window.
Yes.
That they can have some fun with potentially. And so we will be... Of course, nobody from Hurricane uses any four-letter words or anything like that, so we got nothing to worry about. But just in case, that's always a fun part of every broadcast is when the students realize there's a microphone hanging out the window that they can yell into.
You know,
and they've got reason to because they're up 28-14. Did we look up, Lawrence, when the last time Hurricane beat Dixie was? Do we know when that is, Rustin?
Yeah, Larry, he sent me an email before the game. He says it's 2014, the last time that happened. It's been 10 years. It was a 34-14 victory, the Tigers over the Flyers. And you want to know the best part about that ball game? Hurricane in their 20-point win threw the football 2 times.
Amazing.
But I mean, that's who the Tigers were, right? That was their identity. It wasn't because, Dixie's defense was so insane that they didn't dare throw the football. They were just smash mouth, run the football, run it down your throat, and be unapologetic about it. That was the last time, 2014, and the Tigers on the sideline, they're amped up. The atmosphere here is rejuvenated. It feels fresh, something that here in Hurricane, we've been coming out here and doing games for a while. It's been a long time since you felt this type of energy, and they've taken steps almost every single year, it seems, and you're like, maybe this is the year they break out. Maybe this is the year they break out. I'm not saying this is the year, but taking down Dixie for the first time in 10 years would go such a long way in building this program and getting kids out to suit up with you. There's so many students here in the student section where, like, you need to be playing football. You need to be playing football. You guys need to be playing football, and it's this type of performance right now that kind of gives the people here the motivation to eventually throw on these pads in the upcoming years. And for Dixie, I mean, this is a team that's the thing with the Flyers and this coaching staff is they're battle tested. They know when to quit, and that's never. You can expect the Flyers to come back, take a strong punch. Truman, Sawyer, Ochoa, everybody on this team and this defense. We've seen Ethan Ott flying around, Schumann flying around for this Flyers defense. No one's going anywhere quite yet. So no reason to celebrate right now in Hurricane. We're in for what should be an excellent second half.
All right, let's revisit our keys to the game. Brought to you by Findlay Subaru on the saving side of the freeway. How have they done on this, Rustin? Tigers blocking the edges pretty good.
Pretty good.
They've been able to get around the edges. Flyers established a run game, good with Rand Sawyer, but could be better in the second half. Tigers unleashed C.J. Trump, not really needed because they're running the ball so well.
They have a passing touchdown, but they've thrown, maybe 4 times tonight, 5 times tonight?
Yeah, and then Flyers stopping those counters. That's been a challenge. Those are all keys to the game. Brought to you by Findlay Subaru. Thanks for being with us on ESPN 97.7 and on our YouTube stream on sportsradio977.com and the Community Education Channel. Dixie Flyers will get the ball to start the second half, trailing 28-14. And we're ready for action as the fans rise to their feet. And here's the kick. It'll be caught at about the 7-yard line by the Flyers, and a decent return out to about the 25-yard line by Crew Barazay. And that's where Wyatt Truman and the boys will take over.
And you see this Dixie team trot out onto the field. You wonder the second half adjustments. We can talk about it up here in the booth all we want, but Coach Monkers and company, they have a very different strategy they're going to try to implement. But this first drive, this is big for setting the tone, creating the atmosphere for the rest of this half, and I know the Flyers want to take advantage.
Here's a snap, fakes the handoff to Rand Sawyer, looking to throw it on a triple option pass. They get it outside to Barazay. Tacklers, he's still fighting for the first, just short. Love the play. Fake handoff to Rand Sawyer. Truman has an option to run it or throw it outside. He threw it, and a good gain there on first for the Flyers.
Tough throw to make, too, AT. On the move like that, when you've kind of excelled forward, a lot of people are expecting you to run the football.
Can you imagine if Mahomes made that throw and Chris Collinsworth was talking about it?
Oh, man, this guy right here. This is a man right here. Yeah, that's that type of thing where you're moving full speed ahead and you whip that out to the side. Good read.
Second down and short for the Flyers. Here's Truman. Rand Sawyer goes to his right side. Here's the snap. He'll fake the handoff and keep it himself. Truman going to the right side. He's got room. He's past the 50. He's at the 40. One man to beat. Running him to the sideline. He's pushed out of bounds near the 23-yard line. Wyatt Truman showing off the wheels for the Flyers.
That's Parker Hurst pushing him out of bounds, saving that touchdown. Truman found something in that second quarter in the run game. He was effective on these plays, and you see it right there. Starts up the middle, kicks it to the right, bounces around the corner, and gets further along this near sideline as he goes. You forget how fast someone like Wyatt Truman truly is when you watch him give the ball to Rand Sawyer and the like. Truman can scoot. You see it there.
Here's the handoff to Rand Sawyer. He's on the left side, cuts back. Huge collision, but is stopped after about a 4-yard gain. And as a running back tonight, Rand Sawyer is headhunting.
Yeah.
Like he
is
going after people, which you love to see the effort he puts forth every single play. Good defensive play, though, by Hurricane to break down, absorb the hit, and take the body down with you. Second down coming up.
There's no spin move. There's no back step. There's no There's no hurdle. It's truck stick, AT. It's truck stick every time for Sawyer, and you love it. He's trying to set that tone for this squad.
They're going to motion Sawyer across the formation. Truman will keep it up the middle. This time nowhere to go. Good stick by Hurricane, and they drag him down for just a 1 or 2 yard gain. Third down upcoming for the Flyers in the Flynn Companies red zone. Appreciate Flynn Companies, new sponsor this year, that helped build Southern Utah. You look around Utah Tech, SUU, a lot of commercial buildings going up. Flynn Companies is helping build them. Check out flynncompanies.com, proud booster of the Southern Utah community.
That was a good stop from Gage Huntsman. He was the one in on the tackle to stop Truman short.
3rd and 3. Here's Truman from the shotgun. He'll take the snap, hands it to Sawyer. Same play left side. Sawyer bounces it up the seam and into the end zone. What a patient run by Rand Sawyer, waiting for an opening and then exploded through it for another score.
Sawyer, for a minute, looked like he was going to be fighting for the first down. You blink, and he's into the second level, and he's into the end zone. That is the physicality in which he runs with. You talked about it, AT. He's headhunting tonight. And for our TV audience, great look here. He stopped at what seems initially around the line of scrimmage. There's 2 Tigers sandwiching in on him. And all of a sudden, he's gone. He's into the end zone. Dixie pulls within another single possession ball game. So excellent run from Rand Sawyer. This defensive line up front. Truman got loose. Sawyer gets loose. And the Flyers are going to cut into this one. It's a 7-point game after the PAT is up and through.
Took him about 2.5 minutes to go 75 yards and score, making it a 1-possession game. Hurricane leading 28-21. They'll get the ball when we come back here in the third quarter.
Power your adventure with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It has the rugged versatility of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 8.3 inches of ground clearance. It's the most advanced Subaru ever with the latest safety technology and zero emissions. The 2024 Subaru Solterra. Love is electric. Come take a test drive and get 0% interest at 72 months at Findlay Subaru in St. George on the savings side of the freeway. Or shop online at findlaysubaru.com or at 1453 Sunland Drive and feel the love at Findlay Subaru.
It's fabulous.
So fabulous.
Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash.
Want your car sparkling clean and to save big on gas? Now you can go unlimited for as low as $20 a month. That's right, get your unlimited car wash pass and save 20 cents per gallon on gas. But wait, it gets even better. The higher the wash package, the more you save. Up to 40 cents per gallon every time. Don't miss out on these incredible savings. Fabulous Freddy on River Road or North Bluff in St. George. Go unlimited today.
Get ready. Let's wash our cars at Fabulous Freddy's.
Welcome back. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson, thanks for being with us on ESPN 97.7 and streaming video on sportsradio977.com. That's sportsradio977.com. If you're driving home and you're realizing there's a game going down in H-Town tonight, 1-possession ball game, you want to keep watching, sportsradio977.com has it for you. Here's the kick from Dixie after a quick possession and score, courtesy of Rand Sawyer. Kickoff fielded at about the 5-yard line. Goes left, cuts back right, and will be whipped down just shy of the 20-yard line. And that's where Hurricane will take over, hoping to hold serve. They got a 7-point lead, but you got to figure Flyers come out in the second half determined, fired up. We're not going to lose this game. We saw that in that first possession they have.
And can I tell you the coolest part right now, if you're a Dixie Flyer fan or this Flyers side, is back to them than the kick return. This is a methodical team. So the fact that Hurricane's going to eat some clock, it is effective and in your best interest that you can score the football quickly like they did.
Cody Jacobs kicks it outside. He'll be tackled on the sideline. There will be a flag. Looked like an arm kind of got around the neck area, helmet area. And it might be an illegal tackle and yards added on potentially. Nice move. Jacobs, then right side, spun around, came left side, got some yards.
Well, the fact alone that this Hurricane squad right now understands Dixie just scored. It's 28-1. It's tight. Haven't beaten this team in 10 years. And they're not simply just saying, hurry, give McRoberts the ball, give McRoberts the ball. It shows you the balance that this squad has. They have belief in their guys 1 through 11, 1 through 15, 1 through 20, whatever it is. Add in the defense there for all I care. They believe everybody has a certain role to fill, and they do it well, and that includes Jacobs, who has been an excellent ball carrier throughout the season. He was great last week. He's been good tonight. It's been fun to watch.
Add 15 yards onto that first run. Here comes another run from Hurricane. Good gap discipline by Dixie. Runner got about 2 yards.
I think that was Jacobs again, AT. Work in the middle of the field, a nice little sidestep, but issue with that sidestep is it makes the guy in front of you miss. It allows the people pursuing from behind to gain an extra step on you, and that's ultimately what went down.
Second down and 8 to go. 8:33 here in the third quarter. Dixie trailing 28-21. Hurricane looking to add to their lead. Shotgun, pistol formation. Gabriel fakes the handoff, roll out right. He's got a man down the seam. It's caught by Brody Jacobs. He's running down the seam. The 30, the 20. Can they catch him? They can. Brody Jacobs into the end zone. Hurricane touchdown.
Oh my goodness. First half, Hurricane passed the football only a half. I'm going to say 5 Italy. Right there. Dixie brings the pressure. It's a fake. Gabriel pulls up. It's a pass, and it's Jacobs all alone in the middle of the field. Excellent pass, excellent grab, and it's off to the races, untouched, and a good block up front from Fano, the tight end, who made sure nobody in that secondary was going to stand in front of Jacobs. And I take back what I said about chunk plays.
What an amazing call there. Throwing it down the seam. We saw them run a similar play against Hillcrest. They threw it to Fano and just missed him deep. That time they go to Jacobs down the right seam, and he catches it for a huge touchdown for Hurricane. They extend their lead to 35-21. We'll be back right after this on ESPN 97.7.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find a helpful face. Someone welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. At Bucks Ace, we exist to help others, and you can see it in our faces.
Hi, I'm Tomas. I work at Bucks Ace in Santa Clara. Please come visit me at the helpful place for a VIP customer service experience.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's fabulous.
So fabulous.
Fabulous Freddy's Car Wash.
Your car sparkling clean and to save big on gas? Now you can go unlimited for as low as $20 a month. That's right, get your unlimited car wash pass and save 20 cents per gallon on gas. But wait, it gets even better. The higher the wash package, the more you save. Up to 40 cents per gallon every time. Don't miss out on these incredible savings. Fabulous Freddy on River Road or North Bluff in St. George. Go unlimited today.
Get ready. Let's wash our cars at Fabulous Freddy's.
Welcome back. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson, 35-21. Hurricane with the lead here in the third quarter. They kick it to Dixie. Ball fielded by Barazay. He's taken down at the 25-yard line after a short kick. And Dixie, first possession in the second half, they went down and scored, went about 75 yards in 2.5 minutes. And they might need to do something like that again, as Hurricane showing no signs of slowing down here in the second half. Brody Jacobs with a huge touchdown catch down the seam to make it 35 on the night for the Tigers.
I think in Hurricane, too, we're witnessing an offensive era that we haven't seen for quite some time. 20 points in the loss to Mount Crest, 29 in the loss to Moapa. They hang 56 against Hillcrest, 35 here tonight in region play. Offense is making a name.
Fake the handoff up the middle, throw it out to Rand Sawyer. Rand, yards after the catch tonight, has been excellent. He's the honey badger out there, just making yards, going full blast anytime he touches the ball. And anticipate he'll keep getting the ball a lot tonight, coming off that injury that he sustained in week 1. And he's played halfback tonight. He's also in the slot. That's where he's at right now. Second and short from the 34-yard line. They'll motion Rand, fake it to him, and Wyatt Truman will try to pick a spot. Runs over a Tiger, gets the Fabulous Freddy's first down. Wyatt Truman showing off his want to hit tonight as well.
You want another candidate for your big hit of the night, AT? Circle that one right there. Wyatt Truman bringing the boom.
Brought to you by Pro Auto Care, my friend.
Not like the guys who do those Costco videos. Not that kind of boom. But that was an excellent hit.
First and 10. Truman motions Rand again, fakes it to Rand again, runs it again. This time he'll slide. He may have gotten a signal from the sideline. Hey, buddy, you're not Jerome Bettis. We want you to be healthy here. And a good run once again by Wyatt Truman. for about a 6-yard gain, second down.
It doesn't matter. Lower the shoulder, not. That's me saying it up here in the booth. The fact is the run game currently ticking with Wyatt Truman and Rand Sawyer kind of providing that dual threat against this Tiger defense. They scored quickly last time. They're moving the ball down the field rather quickly right now with 6:39 in the third.
Truman hands it over to Rand Sawyer. Off tackle stretch left. Rand will get the first down again. And Dixie looking to march as they get into plus territory with that run.
Another great play. They're setting it up to where they can be just multifaceted here in the run game. You can go to Sawyer on the outside. Truman can go between the center and the guard and the tackle. Sawyer can do that as well. You can set up a little out pass. It's probably going to be one of these two guys at this point in time who's going to be responsible for moving the football, but they do it in a variety of ways.
Fake handoff to Rand again. Truman bursts up the middle, and that's been open this drive. Gets about 9 yards on the run. How about Truman showing off the legs tonight? Running it all over the place for Dixie as the trainers will come out and look at a Hurricane Tiger who's down on the ground. Are they stretching him out? Has he got a cramp?
Well, it's not only Truman showing off the legs, it's helping with the legs. Truman was tackled there, got up, and helped lift the leg of the Hurricane Tiger on the ground because he sensed or heard that he was probably cramping up. And hopefully that is just the case as the trainers are out right around the 40-yard line.
So we'll have an official timeout. We'll keep it here and talk more. Tonight's game brought to you by We Win Injury Law. Check out We Win Injury Law. They win for you, period. If you've been in an accident involving a semi-truck, been bitten by a dog, or you or someone you know is suffering from senior care abuse, like Happy Gilmore's grandma, WeWinInjuryLaw.com. That's nothing to joke about. But
if you're in his world now, huh?
I also want to thank Wilkinson's House of Lighting. Light it up, Region 9. Since 1946, Wilkinson's House of Lighting has been a fan of Southern Utah sports. Lights, fans, and fixtures, contractors, and homeowners are always welcome.
It looks like that player's on his feet. Yeah, it seems like it might be. It is. That's the 2-2 on the chest there.
Favoring his right leg.
No pressure on it whatsoever. Now he's going to put some light pressure on it. Went about half the distance, and now he's walking. Arms around, looks like Coach Ashby and a trainer.
That is not a good sight for Hurricane, but now he's walking, so hopefully he's okay out there, as McRoberts has been the man for Hurricane all season long, and tonight especially. Second down for Dixie from the 42-yard line of Hurricane. 35-21, 5:57 left here in the third quarter. Here's Wyatt Truman, fakes a handoff, looks to run it up the middle, breaks a tackle, goes around the corner, gets the first down. Wyatt Truman is slippery tonight for the Flyers.
That was a tough one, too, because Hurricane actually had pressure in the backfield. I think it was Matua who broke through, and Truman just able to make a man miss, squirts his way through that left side, and picks up the fabulous Freddy's first down. Dixie able to continue to march down into Hurricane territory. It's a 35-21 ball game. Tigers on top. 5:45 on our Nets on Fire clock here in the third quarter.
Here's Truman, hands it to Sawyer, right tackle, off the tackle. Sawyer makes a man miss, stops dead, makes another man miss, and gets another fabulous Freddy's first down. What I was trying to say is off tackle right, and I said it in kind of a jumble word mix up there. But Rand Sawyer's been awesome, gets another first down for the Flyers.
Still very much in a position right now where I know the atmosphere seems to be favoring Hurricane. The scoreboard clearly does. I mean, Dixie's clearly not out of this ball game yet, though. You get in the end zone here as they approach the red zone. You're back to a single possession game. It's just the defense will need to force a stop here and there. But the offense moving the ball much better in the second half than what we saw in the first.
First and 10 handoff straight up the middle. ISO to Rand Sawyer, who lowers his shoulder and barrels through for about 9 yards again. And Sawyer's being a warrior tonight. Now he needs a stretch out. He might be cramping up a little bit. He gets a little help from his offensive lineman. And Rand is going to ask for help up, and he'll pop up. Trainer comes out. Thanks for being with us. ESPN 97.7, your home of Region 9 football. Looks like we have an official timeout on the field. We'll take it. We'll take a quick break. Back with more after this.
There's no better time to bring the timeless quality and dependability of GE appliances to your home than right now with your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Save on premium finish options that you won't find anywhere else, and features that help you spend less time doing chores and more time doing what matters to you. Now's your chance to save big on select GE appliances. Visit your local appliance experts at Appliance Wholesalers Plus or shop online at ApplianceWholesalerSplus.com.
Welcome back. Burnside, Andy Thompson. Second and short for Dixie. Inside the Flynn Company's red zone of Hurricane. They'll motion Barazay. Truman fakes it to him and runs it to the right side. Lowers his shoulder, gets inside the 5, and they're using Truman going off tackle again, and he is helping Marks. It's been the Rand Sawyer and Truman show running the ball down the field.
Yeah, Truman, we talked about it. It's going to be Sawyer, it's going to be Truman, one of those two guys, but they do it in a variety of ways, and the ability to run the football from that quarterback spot has opened this offense up. We didn't really see it till the second quarter, later into the second quarter, but since then it's been a staple of this Dixie offense and a necessity.
First and goal from the 5-yard line for the Flyers. They trail 35-21 here in the third period with 4:39 and counting on our Nets on Fire clock. And we have a new quarterback. That's Deacon Virgin. In at quarterback in a key spot here. He's going to hand it to Rand Sawyer, who fakes left, goes right, lowers his shoulder, dives for the goal line, and he's going to be marked just short of the end zone. And I did not see if Truman got banged up or why they brought in the backup quarterback here, but we've seen Virgin this year come in and do some good things for the Flyers.
Had a touchdown to Ochoa against Springville this year.
Second and goal from the 1-yard line for the Flyers. Here's Virgin, hands it to Sawyer, who jumps into the end zone, breaks the plane, touchdown Dixie.
Rand Sawyer, rack him up, add him up. We talk about what McRoberts has been doing from a touchdown standpoint. Sawyer trying to rival that here tonight. Pulls Dixie within 35-27, and this is just a good way to end the drive. You march down the field via the run from Truman and Sawyer. You got Virgin in the game, so you give Sawyer the ball, and that's simply him just going up top, trying to jump over that line to get into the goal line, and does just enough.
Got ourselves a ball game here on ESPN 97.7. Thanks for being with us. PAT is up, and it's good. 35-28.
Tonight's game, these extra points have been crucial too. Neither a miss from Dixie or Hurricane.
Quick break. Back with more on ESPN 97.7, your home of Region 9 football.
I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. Lighting is the jewelry for the home. Here at Wilkinson's House of Lighting, we go to every effort to find the latest and greatest new ideas and styles in decorative lighting. You may find it interesting, but we really do get excited about great lighting. We've recently returned home from the latest lighting trade show, where we found a number of exciting pieces. Those items have been arriving, and the showroom is filling up with fantastic new ideas that will make the statements you've been searching for. Come on in and get excited about lighting with us and see what's new. Wilkinson's, 88 East, 1160 South.
Hi, it's Tyler with We Win Injury Law. People usually call us when they're involved in a vehicle accident, but there are so many other areas we specialize in. Long story short, if you've been injured, we can help. Maybe you've experienced medical malpractice, or a loved one has suffered nursing home abuse, or even a wrongful death. If so, call us today. You need an experienced injury lawyer who knows how to fight insurance companies. Unlike most lawyers, we are not scared to go to trial to fight for what you deserve. Call us today at 435-688-9558 for your free consultation, or visit us at wewininjurylaw.com.
35-28, Hurricane leading the Dixie Flyers here. 3:46 left in the third period. Dixie kicking it off to Hurricane. And we'll see if Hurricane can keep up the pace that they've started in this game and scored their last possession on a huge play. Here's the kickoff, fielded at the 10 by McRoberts, who's back in the game for Hurricane. He goes around the right side and is grabbed and pulled down at about the 25-yard line. Good to see McRoberts back in the game for the Tigers after he was forced to come out
AT, let's talk real quickly about the change of pace we've seen in the Flyers offense. We keep talking about them going uphill, having to get back into this game. But remember, there was a time where they dealt with a turnover on downs, a fumble. They were forced to punt. And since then, the offense has been clicking. They've been scoring the football. They've been moving down the field. They just haven't got that timely stop, whether it was on the kickoff return or the last play to Brody Jacobs where he broke free in the middle of the field and scored. They get that stop. Dixie's going to feel pretty confident they can move the football once again. The offense is humming between Truman and Sawyer. Hopefully everything's okay with Truman. But it comes down right now to stopping this Tigers offense if you're a Flyer fan or anybody on the field.
Here's Gabriel. Takes the handoff up the middle. Here's the counter to Jacobs. Big hit by Isa Lopati. Flag instantly comes. They're going to say maybe he launched himself high. Huge hit.
Massive hit.
By one of the best defensive players in 4A, Isa Lopati. But it looks like we'll have another penalty on a tackle. We had a face mask against Dixie a little while ago, and now we might have another one.
Let's see right here. You see the end round trying to break free, and I don't know.
There's nothing wrong there.
He led with the shoulder pad, right? That's the right shoulder going into him.
That can't be what they're calling.
I don't think it is. I think it's going. Maybe it's something on the Tigers. A holding in the second level.
I saw the big collision kind of up high, and reflexively from watching college, you're like, oh, that's going to be like a targeting. I know there's not targeting in high school, but just a huge hit there by Isa Lopati that was clean. Beautiful play by the star Flyer. And Hurricane will go back 10 yards after a hold. 1st and 20. Handoff up the middle, goes for a couple. And I'm trying to see if that's Allred or if it's Jacobs. 2nd down and long coming up. I think it was Jacobs as Allred subbing into the game. And we've got an official timeout. And once again, Hurricane coming up a little lame here. Before it was McRoberts, and now it's another Tiger. And I'm not 100% sure on the number yet.
Looks like that's Clyde. 15.
Yeah, you're right. That is Clyde, who's being helped off by the training staff. Appreciate Intermountain Sports Medicine for helping supply trainers to all Region 9 football games, who help so much. And we've seen them a lot tonight. Also want to thank Intermountain Sports Performance, our Star Watch sponsor. It's been Austin McRoberts, and it was the Austin McRoberts Show, has been up to this point tonight for the Hurricane Tigers, who are now behind the chain. 2nd and long coming up here.
Without Clyde, Hurricane kind of loses their sidecar guy right next to Gabriel. They like to run a lot of these other guys from the wing spot, and I'm assuming that'll be RJ Allred who slots in there.
Sprint out for Gabriel. He's going to pull it down and run. Great discipline by Dixie. Huge hit by number 24. That's Mason Schumann. What a game Schumann has had defensively. A flag instantly comes out once again on contact.
That was a bone-rattling type of hit, and I'm not sure if the official that threw it, I can imagine the only thing he was looking at was the hit itself, if they keep this flag down or not to be determined. But it came instantly on the contact.
What a hit.
It was jarring for sure. I just don't know if he thought the helmet was under the helmet or what the case may be. And it is going, the Flyers defense, you can already see him headed the wrong way back down the field.
So they're going to say he kind of launched. Crown of the helmet looked to me like on the chin. For our TV audience, we'll see the replay here as Schumann comes up and does hit him, looked to me on the chin with the crown of the helmet. Huge hit, but just needed to get a little bit lower and plant the helmet on the chest instead. And that'll be a big penalty and a 1st down.
Another flag, AT.
Flag pops out after the huddle here. We'll see what the call is. This will be straight from the white hat. A lot of flags tonight on both sides. We'll have a substitution penalty.
Wow. And I think what hurts the most right now for Dixie is this was one of your best opportunities to get a stop here in the second half, right? The penalty helps you out in the long run.
Yeah.
You get a big-time stop. Gabriel rolls out. That was going to be a big-time stop. A penalty after penalty gives Hurricane a fresh set of downs with 2:37 on the clock here in the third with a 7-point lead.
Here's Gabriel, hands it off to McRoberts. On the left side, he's stacked up. Schumann in on the tackle with a bunch of other Flyers for a short gain. Second and about 7 upcoming for the Tigers with 2:22 and counting on our Nets on Fire clock here in the third period. Hurricane leading 35-28, and we got another Tiger down after the run. And it looks like another cramp.
You got
and
Fano.
Somebody's running to Walmart to get some dill pickle juice, right?
The original Gatorade, absolutely. I don't know, AT, what was your pre-cramp game day food? What'd you have?
I had Oreos. Double stuff. Seemed to work. We'll try to get some Hearst Ace Hardware updates from around Region 9 as we're in another official timeout here from Hurricane High. And it looks like 44-10 Hurricane over Centennial on the road. Statement game for the Warriors. 23-7. Crimson Cliffs over Cedar is the last I'm seeing. And 28-14 Desert Hills leading Pineview.
I think we do have, I think Crimson scored again. 29-7 is the last I had of the Mustangs. Something that was a 7-point game. So Desert Hills, Pineview was close for a little bit. Thunder starting to roll ahead, and Crimson Cedar was locked for a little bit going into that third, and now it's the Stang gang starting to take a little bit of a lead. But right here at HHS, I mean, this game, still things have to go down for it to be finalized. I believe Snow can't. 41 points in the first half against Centennial for the Warriors. That's an explosion.
Getting ready for region play for them next week. Firing on all cylinders on the road tonight. Second down, 8 to go. Here's the snap to Gabriel. Fakes the handoff, runs right, cuts back against the grain. He's grabbed by Isa Lopati and thrown down. What a defensive play. He's had 2 of them this series. Lopati. There's a flag on the play.
And I couldn't tell where that flag came from because it just happened in a moment where people were here on the Hurricane sideline saying that's a face mask.
Yeah, there it is.
I couldn't tell, and it will be officially a face mask.
We'll see it on the replay for our TV audience. Here's Gabriel going right. We'll see Lopati reach his hand out, grab him by the head. Oh, yeah, that's clear. I thought he got him on the jersey, but the zoomed-in replay helps you see it. Almost tore his helmet off.
The Tigers' offense right now has been slowed up by Dixie. Dixie defensively has been doing a good job. The issue is, AT, when they're not getting stops, it's been penalties. We have 4 penalties on this drive alone right now against the Dixie defense, if I recall correctly. And it's got Hurricane into Dixie territory.
1st and 10. Handoff goes up the middle to Allred, who pushes the pile forward and then dragged backwards. But a decent gain there on 1st down for Allred and the Tigers. The big fella, Allred. You know, when you play fullback, and I know you're the pistol guy, but you're in the shotgun double wing, so you're basically the fullback. And Clyde and Allred trying to live up to the tradition of that position here at Hurricane High School. We've had a long line of stars going back to the glory days of Hurricane High. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Tigers. Here's Gabriel, same formation. Takes the snap. Gives it on the counter with a lead blocker. It's Brody Jacobs. He's got the edge. There's going to be a holding call on the perimeter. This is coming back. They're going to get a holding call on the outside receiver who was in great position, but just had his hands tugging a little bit on the jersey as the defender was trying to pull away right in front of the referee. And that's an easy call.
Yeah, you see Jacobs hit that second level takeoff, burst of speed. The faithful here on the Hurricane sideline, they erupt. But talk about it, AT. The receivers have been doing such a good job out on the outside, containing, hands inside, getting it done. That just happened to be an instance in which the officials thought that it was a little outside, end up throwing the flag, and you bring back that touchdown. Let's see right here. I think that was Trump over there.
That on the replay, it's like, I don't know.
It's
not a lot there, but in real time, I felt like I saw what the ref saw. And he threw the flag and brings it back. Tough break for Hurricane. But anytime there's a holding call, it's kind of a 50. It's like a block charge in basketball, in my opinion. Second down. A few to go here for Hurricane. They'll hand it off left tackle. And a run this time by Allred. Rumbling, stumbling through the white jerseys. That time for a fabulous Freddy's first down, and that one's clean.
Allred gets it all back. I know it's not the touchdown, but it's enough for the first down, and that's exactly what they wanted to see there for the Hurricane Tigers. They're content. I guess their end goal is still ultimately the end zone, but if you're going to let them chew a little more clock off in the meantime, they're going to try to make the most of it, and Allred running hard for the injured Clyde, who had to step out earlier on this drive. And Allred's got experience. He's carried the rock against Hillcrest. He did it against Moapa. They're pretty comfortable with the 3, 4, 5 guys they have toting that football.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line of Dixie. Handoff up the middle once again to Allred, and he's got another 5-6 yard gain right up the middle, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. Hurricane leading 35-28 over Dixie as we approach the beginning of the fourth quarter, and Hurricane approaching the end zone again as they enter the Flynn Company red zone. Quick break. Back with more right after this on ESPN 97.7.
Wendy's knows everyone hates cold, soggy fries. That's why at Wendy's, they serve them up hot and crispy every time. Yep, Wendy's means always hot and crispy every single time. So don't risk going somewhere else. With natural skin-on potatoes, every order of hot and crispy fries is prepared to golden goodness and perfectly sprinkled with sea salt every time. Head to your St. George Wendy's today to get your hot and crispy fries and make every day a fry day.
That's not good.
What?
Yep, your car is broken.
Oh, come on.
But we can fix it and get you back on the road quickly.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Pro Auto Care in St. George can handle anything under the hood of your Honda, Acura, Toyota, and Lexus. From oil changes to major repairs, quality work at an affordable price. Check them out at yourproautocare.com. That's yourproautocare.com.
Welcome back, Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson. Fourth quarter, here we go. 4 fingers up on both sides. And 35-28, Hurricane with the lead. Here's the snap and handoff to Allred up the middle. And they found something with Allred this possession as he's still fighting for extra yards. They'll make it 3rd and short coming up for the Tigers. I like this Allred kid, man. He's fighting in there.
He is, and this drive has seemed like it's taken forever, AT, because Hurricane will get stopped, a penalty to fly. Dixie's had a lot of penalties defensively on this drive, but right now the Tigers' offense, they got a couple of yards given to them via the penalties for sure. But right now it's the offense getting the job done, the ground game making way, the offensive line getting pushed, and they're doing so on the most pivotal part of the field and the most pivotal part of this game.
And we have a flyer down who's now getting stretched out. This second half has been cramp after cramp for both teams. And it's another, warm night here in southern Utah. And the players trying to battle through it. What a game, though, it's been. An exciting one here at Hurricane High School. Trying to make history tonight, Rustin, like you said, according to your research. 10 years the last time Hurricane beat Dixie, 2014, and trying to keep a hold of this and maybe add to their 7-point lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this is the biggest moment right now. You talk about for Hurricane trying to rewrite a little bit of history here. It's also the biggest moment for this Dixie defense. It's a defense that's, had to go through some depth type situations, make a couple changes here and there. They've been more than battle tested. And this is the biggest part of the ball game for them because the Dixie offense has come around. Rand Sawyer's been excellent tonight. The ground game's working for Truman. The Flyers feel comfortable that they can get back to the end zone when they get the ball back. The issue is Hurricane keeps scoring. And right now in the red zone, Dixie's defense, if there ever was a time to make a play, it's here and now. We'll see what the Tigers have to say about it,
Here's Gabriel. The motion man across the formation, then take it himself, trying to get the edge. Fakes inside and then gets pulled down. And we'll see where they spot it That looks like enough to me for a fabulous Freddy's first down. Good call by Hurricane. Only needed a few yards. Fake left, went right, and Dylan Gabriel, pays it off for another first down.
And every first down is a fresh breath of air right now for this offense. Reset the playbook, reset your attitude, reset, what you're trying to accomplish here. And right now you're doing it deep into the red zone. You still have another first down marker before the goal line, about 4-yard difference there. But if it's all the same to Hurricane, they want to punch this in.
Here's the snap, handoff to Allred. He is grabbed and thrown down for a loss. Huge play behind the line of scrimmage. Jason Malafa'u for Dixie, getting in there and making a big play, and that's going to make it second and about 15. Dixie can get a Hurricane can get a first down at about the 4-yard line.
Well, Malafa'u there, AT, it wasn't just a tackle or a wrap up in the backfield. It was I got you and I'm throwing you to the turf, physically taking you down. Excellent tackle there, excellent hit. And for Dixie's defense, they're trying to make sure that is the attitude they have protecting this goal line, down 7.
Second and long. Here's Gabriel. Gives the handoff outside to Jacobs. Well contained outside by Dixie that time. Nowhere to go for Hurricane. Nice play. That was that.
Ott and Matt Davison.
Man, Ethan Ott has been awesome tonight.
Ott's been everywhere for this Dixie team. Davison has been good getting into the backfield there, or at least providing that pressure on the sideline to sideline scenarios. But right now, third down, AT, we've seen Hurricane be excellent in extra points. I don't know if they're filling a field goal here. Most likely not, because we don't see that a ton at this level unless they have extreme amounts of confidence. So for right now, it's just trying to make this fourth down much more manageable, I would assume.
3rd and 14 from the 17-yard line for Hurricane. Here's Gabriel in the shotgun, takes the snap, straight drop back, looking to throw, throws it a dart, big hit at about the 15-yard line. But a great catch by Trump for a short gain.
Guess who had the hit, AT?
And was that Ott again?
It was Ott.
Man. Great job by Dixie buckling down in the red zone, and it looks like they will attempt the field goal.
This feels heavy.
Be about a 32-yarder for Hurricane. They're leading 35-28. It's Dom Alacron. There's a flag, dead ball flag. We'll see if this is going against Hurricane. Devastating for them. They're going to have to move 5 yards back. It'll be a 37-yard attempt now on a procedure penalty. And we've had some issues going back to the first quarter and the PAT team with penalties. That was when Dixie was doing it, but there was personnel issues. There were like 4 flags on one play. Alcaron trying to nail this one. 37-yarder, snaps down. The kick is up. It is good. No good.
To the left? Too far to the left?
I thought it was good.
It looked good from our angle, but I'm only assuming that pushed far left, AT. And because from where we're standing, it looked like it went right through. A lot of people threw their hands up in the air. They thought it was right in the vicinity instead. The officials with a better view of it than ourselves wave it off, and Dixie takes possession, only down 7, 8:15 on the clock. I mean, it had the distance. It was a good kick. It just ended up selling a little bit to the left. And now it's up to the Tigers defense to batten down the hatches, because this Flyers offense has been moving as of late when they've gotten the football.
Jeez, not my best night tonight, buddy. Appreciate you picking me up. Here we go. Dixie down 7. Giving it to Rand Sawyer on the right edge. He's going to break it. He's at the 40, the 50. Nobody is going to catch Rand. The 30, the 20. He's going to slow down and waltz in. Touchdown, Dixie, on a one-play drive. Rand Sawyer is that guy for the Flyers.
Rand Sawyer wasted no time. We talked about it. Dixie's offense has been moving the ball in the second half, doing it quickly. That was as fast as it gets. Literally the first play, Rand Sawyer bursts free. He's out into the second level. He's gone past everybody. I don't know if there's a person in the region that can absolutely take him on in a pure foot race when he has that angle. Now, what is this flag going to end up being? That is the question. AT. That's what we got to deal with here. Sawyer's speed was on display. The blocking up front was on display. The flag down, though.
It's at about the 10-yard line.
Where he was long gone past everybody.
Nobody was doing anything there.
Is that, I mean, unless they want to throw. He slowed down.
He didn't really do any
taunt.
Unless he said something
afterwards.
He didn't do a high step or a holding the ball out thing.
His first score, I would assume, had more, bravado than that, and there was no flag. Sideline.
Sideline penalty on the Flyers. They'll assess it on the kickoff. No, they will assess it on the PAT. They want them to kick along. With it a 1-point ball game, why not? Kickoff really doesn't do much for you. And so they're going to force him to kick it from about the 17-yard line, 18-yard line. 15-yard penalty, usually from the 3.
And I think that penalty is a byproduct of that being their second, third, right?
Yeah. I hate that call, but here's the snap. Kick is up. It's a line drive kick. I'll wait for the refs to tell me what it is. It's good. 35-35 ball game. Quick break. Back with more. We got a tight one here. Hurricane High School in the fourth quarter. We'll be back.
Wendy's knows everyone hates cold, soggy fries. That's why at Wendy's, they serve them up hot and crispy every time. Yep, Wendy's means always hot and crispy every single time. So don't risk going somewhere else. With natural skin-on potatoes, every order of hot and crispy fries is prepared to golden goodness and perfectly sprinkled with sea salt. Every time. Head to your St. George Wendy's today to get your hot and crispy fries and make every day a Friday.
That's not good.
What?
Yep, your car's broken.
Oh, come on.
But we can fix it and get you back on the road quickly.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Pro Auto Care in St. George can handle anything under the hood of your Honda, Acura, Toyota, and Lexus. From oil changes to major repairs, quality work at an affordable price. Check them out at yourproautocare.com. That's yourproautocare.com.
Jump around here at Hurricane High School, trying to keep the crowd fired up, even though Dixie just scored on another monster Rand Sawyer touchdown. 35-35, 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Dixie kicking off to Hurricane. And we were just talking with Carrick offline, Rustin. How big was that 5-yard penalty Hurricane took before their field goal attempt? Here's Brody Jacobs on the return. He's stacked up and brought down at about the 30-yard line.
It was massive. Penalty flags have been an overall theme here tonight on both sides, going against the Tigers, going against the Flyers. They've helped opposing offenses move down the field. They've helped opposing defenses be able to pin their ears back and go to work. It's a constant storyline throughout football, is how the penalties affect the game and whatever it may be. Tonight, it's been a major storyline. It's not kind of a fun fact, but it's been big time in a couple of these situations that have unfurled this type of game that we're witnessing. 35-35, 7:53. What does Hurricane do offensively to respond here? Dixie's defense stopped them in the red zone last time.
Here's the counter play around the corner. Nowhere to go once again. Stacked up by Jason Malufa'u, who's been a man on that defensive line, getting into the backfield, and a loss for Hurricane.
Correct me if I'm wrong, AT, but I do feel like this second half has the effectiveness of Hurricane's offense has ultimately come from the pass, right? I mean, that pass in the middle to Brody Jacobs, that's their only score that Hurricane has the second half. It hasn't been the ground game necessarily that's gotten them into the end zone. It's moved the football, sure, but Dixie's defense has tightened up on that run, and it makes you wonder if they're going to force Gabriel and this Tigers team into more passing situations, because the Flyers defense does have a different level of confidence.
Second down and 14 after the loss. Straight drop back for Gabriel, looking to throw it down the field. One-on-one coverage. He's got a man laying out, just overshot him by a couple of yards. Was trying to go deep to C.J. Trump. They had the call, man. He was one-on-one out there, but just a little bit long for Trump.
And now you're dealing with a third down, long. This is where you had to try a field goal last time. You're in no position right now for any of that. So what you dial up here is essential. And we really haven't seen Hurricane have to work the punt game a ton tonight either. So it makes you wonder what goes into that and the decision-making. The Tigers, they much prefer just to pick up the first down and continue this drive. But there's a lot of pressure right now pushing against this Hurricane team. I like the deep shot. We said Dixie will probably force them into more passing scenarios. This is likely another.
3rd and long for Hurricane. They fake the handoff, roll out, nowhere to go. They're looking like they were setting up a screen, and he's sacked for another huge loss. And it'll be 4th and a mile upcoming for Hurricane, and here comes the punt team. 6:43 and counting on our Nets on Fire clock. Score locked up at 35. And here comes the punt team. Rand Sawyer will be waiting for it for Dixie, and if I'm Hurricane, I'm kicking it out of play if I can. To the left side to avoid him getting a chance to get a running start and a return.
I mean, he's already got, what, 4 touchdowns tonight, 5 touchdowns tonight? You want to make sure that you try to limit any of those opportunities.
And Hurricane late with a sub on the punt team. Like you said, not used to punting tonight. Here's the snap. It's clean. Kick is up. Short kick. It'll bounce at about the 40, and they'll down it at about the 38-yard line. And so Dixie will have a short field with 6:28 left and a tie ball game, having just come off a 1-play drive where Rand Sawyer put it in. We'll see what the Flyers have in store this time. Thanks for being with us. Ideal Home and Paint Game of the Night on ESPN 97.7 and streaming on sportsradio977.com. If you're in your car, you're driving home, you want to finish this game up when you get home, go to sportsradio977.com. You can watch it. We have another penalty on the field. I didn't see what it was. Looks like it'll go against Hurricane.
So instead of starting at the 40 where Dixie was anticipated, they're going to put this ball.
It may have been another sideline penalty, and now Hurricane gets a 15-yard penalty going against them. So Dixie gets it now at the 24-yard line.
Literally an ideal asking scenario for this offense. Now, question is, where's Rand Sawyer? Watch for Rand Sawyer. Right now, he's lined up behind Truman. 4 touchdowns on the night already.
And it's actually Deacon Virgin still in the game for the Flyers. He gives it to Rand Sawyer, goes middle, then bursts out to the left, bursts out again, and then slides down after about a 7-yard gain. And he's coming up limp, which is a horrible sight to see. He has battled so nobly, fighting through injury tonight. He's going to try to jog off the field, and hopefully it's just a cramp and they can stretch him out, but he has been dealing with that hamstring injury all season long since game 1. But as of right now, Dixie does not have their Hercules in the game,
either at quarterback or running back.
Here's Virgin handing it off to Barazay, who's tracked down, but he breaks through and is spotted just short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and less than a yard coming for Dixie. Nice run by Barazay.
And AT, this is 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Clock continues to move. Your starting quarterback is on the sideline. Your starting running back / star player, period. He's over there. It's going to be a bunch of other guys whose maybe names we haven't called a ton tonight. It's their chance to shine here on 3rd and short.
Virgin takes the handoff, hands it off up the middle for a first down, trying to get a name on number 27 for Dixie. We don't have it on our rosters.
That's the tough part, getting carries for the Flyers this year. I mean, you could make assumptions. Possibly, yeah, it's tough to say.
First and goal from the 10 for Dixie. Virgin takes the handoff, hands it off on a crossfire action once again up the middle. Not a lot of room there.
We'll make it 2nd down and goal. No first down attainable here for this Flyers team. So what we were witnessing here, under 5 minutes to go for this Flyers offense in a tied ball game. Rand Sawyer back out on the field. I'll have to see if this impacts his mobility. He continued to try to play against Springville when he suffered the injury. You can tell it impacted him a ton in his speed. right now, Dixie's hoping he is close to 100.
Second and goal from the 9. They hand it to Rand Sawyer. He goes outside, cuts back inside, and dives for a few yards, but good job by Hurricane at least getting outside and forcing him back in. And he'll be spotted at about a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
And even when he was forced back in there, he was still able to kind of just put his cleat down and army crawl forward for a split second to pick up a couple more yards. Here we go, big 3rd down. Hurricane faithful making it loud.
3rd down and 6. Handoff once again to Sawyer. He cuts back up the middle, makes a move. Rand Sawyer does it again for Dixie.
5 touchdowns for Rand Sawyer tonight, and a nasty sidestep to put a Tiger slide into the turf as Sawyer bursts through the plane to give Dixie, well, they're not their first lead of the night, but the first since the first quarter.
Incredible. I mean, he goes out like he's injured, fighting through pain with his leg, not exactly sure what it is, if it's his hamstring or cramping up or whatever. They get him back in, and he gets another touchdown as the kick is up and good, but we got a flag that came out before the kick. 3:48 left. Hurricane now trails. We're going to see if Dixie has to re-kick it or if it's against Hurricane.
I feel like out of all the flags we've seen tonight, I would wager that half of them have come on kicking situations. Field goals, extra points, you name it. If it's a kicking formation for either of these teams, expect a yellow hanky somewhere.
And the flag is against Dixie, so they'll have to go 5 yards back and re-kick it.
He's been forced to hit extra points longer than he is here, but still maybe not as comfortable as you want.
Kick is mishandled on the hold, and he'll be brought down, so it will remain a 6-point game as Dixie has struggled on special teams tonight, that time on the hold. And so Hurricane will get the ball back with 3:48 left in the fourth, just down 6. Quick break, back with the fourth quarter. The rest of the fourth quarter right after this.
Wendy's knows everyone hates cold, soggy fries. That's why at Wendy's, they serve them up hot and crispy every time. Yep, Wendy's means always hot and crispy every single time. So don't risk going somewhere else. With natural skin-on potatoes, every order of hot and crispy fries is prepared to golden goodness and perfectly sprinkled with sea salt every time. Head to your St. George Wendy's today to get your hot and crispy fries and make every day a fry day.
Look, Mom! I drew you a dinosaur! Son of a brontosaurus!
Not ideal. Your kid using Sharpie on the living room wall. Ideal. Ideal Home and Paint's Kelly Moore paint selection. Make your house, flaws and all, look its very best with a little help from Kelly Moore Paint and Ideal Home and Paint. Ideal Home and Paint, your local paint experts in Southern Utah since 1975.
Welcome back, Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson. 3:48 left in the fourth quarter. Hurricane trailing 35-41. History on the line. It's been 10 years since they've been able to beat Dixie. And they've played excellent tonight, but just gave up the lead for the first time since the first quarter. Here's the return. Breaks it to the middle. Brody Jacobs still on his feet. He'll be brought down right around the 40-yard line. So Hurricane has 60 yards to go in 3 minutes and 41 seconds to do it. Trailing by 6.
Well, let's paint a little picture for you here. Hurricane did give up the lead first time since the first quarter. Dixie protecting this 41-35 game, but the Flyers have left the door open. That bobbled hold on the PAT means the Tigers can ultimately march down the field and eventually win this one with a touchdown and a made extra point. Now, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but Hurricane has scored one time in the second half. 28 points in the first, one time in the second, and it came via the pass. The Flyers defense has tightened things down against this run.
Double wing. They'll run the counter again into the right side to McRoberts, and a nice tackle once again by Ott.
Everywhere.
As McRoberts had a head full of steam, and Ott stopped him dead in his tracks after about a 4-yard gain.
And watch McRoberts. He's shaken up. He's headed to the sideline.
And so many guys battling through stuff tonight. McRoberts, Clyde for Hurricane, Rand Sawyer for Dixie. Both of these teams have just had gutsy performances, and Dixie scratching their way back into this one and taking the lead. Remarkable effort. 2nd down and 5 to go for Hurricane from the 45-yard line. Here's Gabriel looking to throw. He's pressured, forced out of the pocket, and it will be brought down for a sack by Dixie. It'll be a couple-yard loss. And Isa Lopati and the gang have been living in the backfield here in the second half. 2:44 and counting for Hurricane. 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 8 it will be for the Tigers.
I mean, the pursuit there from Dixie is unlike anything we've seen tonight from this Flyers defense. This second half for Dixie defensively has been an impressive performance. We talked about the passing touchdown given up to Jacobs. That's well and good, but the Flyers defense looks revamped.
Here's Gabriel taking the snap, straight drop back pass, looking to throw, throws it over the middle, has a man, it's intercepted! Intercepted! And he'll be knocked down at the 45-yard line. Big hit will go for a flag, but once again, that's Jason Malafa'u, who has been amazing, especially in the second half. Tackles for losses, an interception there, dropping back into his hook zone. What a play by Malafa'u, and devastating for the Hurricane Tigers, who have played so brilliantly in all 3 phases tonight. And now they've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and the Dixie Flyers with the ball in plus territory, and they'll get probably 15 yards more added on to where the ball is spotted after that big hit on Malafa'u.
Yeah, right now, AT, let's just kind of set things up for those of you watching on the TV broadcast. You see the official settled the interception. Malafa'u gets it done, and that's simply because the Dixie defense, the pressure is intensified. Them getting the backfield is intensified. Gabriel doesn't feel necessarily as safe back there as he did in the first half because you have Lopati and company kind of lurking. He throws that pick. Fano, the tight end, delivers the hit, and that hit was brutal in the sense of, I don't know, I didn't get a good angle of it. I just know it's the type of one where your feet are under you one moment and then you're on your back in one swift motion, and the officials didn't like it enough to throw that yellow flag.
So Dixie will have it on the 31-yard line. Not sure the timeout situation. And Deacon Virgin has been in the game since Wyatt Truman went out in the 3rd quarter, and has mostly just handed it off to Rand Sawyer. We'll see if that continues to be the case here. He'll turn around, hand it to Rand Sawyer. He's met in the backfield for about a yard loss. Nice play. I think that's Peyton Salvino with the TFL.
Yeah, you see Gage Huntsman out there talking to Coach Cowan. Right now, it's this Hurricane defense just trying to simply tighten things up and make sure that if there is any opportunity to give it back to the offense, that they do so. I know we're trying to track down the timeout situation now. They're going to reset the clock here, 1:57. They're asked for 2:04 as Hurricanes defense huddles up. Dixie huddled up near their sideline. And we're trying to sort things out. And what has been a wild ball game, a ball game where emotions are clearly running high. We talk about the history between these two teams. Hurricane right now, you had a large lead at one point. You went up 28-14 at half. You scored 35 at one point. It's 35-21. And ultimately, this Dixie team has kept chipping. And you have to give the Flyers a lot of credit, AT, for simply just never hanging their heads and saying, maybe this isn't our year. We started 0-3. We're down on the road to our rivals here in Region 9. You know, maybe it's just time we pack things in. We're hurt. We're injured. The Flyers haven't gave in. And right now, in a position to possibly steal one where they were down here on the road.
2nd and 11. Hurricane has 2 timeouts left, I'm told. Here's the handoff. Virgin to Sawyer up the middle. Sawyer makes one man miss, spins, and is brought down for a couple-yard gain. So it'll be 3rd down. Timeout called with 1:56 on the clock. 3rd down upcoming for the Flyers. And with the backup quarterback in, Rustin, you're wondering if you're just going to keep going ISO up the middle to Rand Sawyer with Hurricane packing the box and meeting you at the line of scrimmage, or if you trust Virgin to maybe yank it out and throw it. It's probably going to be 4-down territory, so maybe they run it a couple times, or maybe they throw a surprise at us and allow Virgin, who we've seen this year, come in and play a little bit, threw a touchdown in week 1 against Springville. We'll see what Coach Monkers dials up here on 3rd down with 1:58 left. And Hurricane with one more timeout.
I think AT, in this situation, certainly putting the ball in Virgin's hands and letting him test him downfield a little bit, or even on a mid-slant, something small, that could be effective. And it would likely catch Hurricane off guard a little bit, where they're anticipating more and more of Rand Sawyer, the one guy on the field who has simply just been untouchable. Him and McRoberts, it's been an excellent duel between these two guys on each of their respective teams. I just don't see any way in which Dixie takes it out of Sawyer's hands or doesn't give him the opportunity. He's made so many things that should be nothing into something. And I think in a 3rd and 8 situation you're dealing with here, I think he's capable of doing it one more time, or at least getting it to 4th and 3 or 4th and 4.
Yeah.
But maybe Dixie dials it up, because it would catch Hurricane off guard. I think it would catch us off guard.
And they put Rand Sawyer in the slot on the left side. So we'll see if they want to jet him around the edge, or if they want to throw it to him. They'll hand it to him on a stretch play outright. He's going to try to get the edge. They turn him back inside. He dives, gets a few yards, but it will be 4th down and 3 or 4 to go for Dixie. With 1:53 left, Hurricane calls a timeout. Great job by Hurricane retaining their timeouts in a close game. So often your timeouts are used up in the 3rd quarter to avoid a delay a game or something like that. Hurricane had all 3 in the moment they needed them, and now they need one stop to get the ball back with over a minute left, down 6 points, and we'll see what Dixie draws up here. And I'm with you. It's got to, even though the whole stadium knows it's going to number 2, it's probably got to be.
You can dress up the way you get it to number 2. That's fine. That's acceptable. That's worked at times tonight. It still has to be in the hands of 2. And maybe you pull up the old switcheroo, and you end up doing what worked with Truman, and that's a draw to the quarterback. But I don't know. I just feel very, very strongly in the sense of you rode the horse that got you here, got you back into this ball game, and that's the guy with 5 touchdowns on his resume tonight.
And I think if you're Hurricane, you say, we're putting everybody on number 2.
Yeah.
If they dial something up with a backup quarterback and throw somewhere else to get the first down, we're gonna give them a round of applause. But we're not gonna allow Rand Sawyer just to get it right up the middle for a first down. That is the loudest bleacher noise in the country. Here we go. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Rand Sawyer up the middle. He breaks through, breaks a tackle, dives. First down, Rand Sawyer and Dixie. The whole world knew it was going to number 2, and he still was able to make a play, make a man miss right at the line of scrimmage, leap forward, and dive for the first down. What a game for Rand Sawyer.
Well, I know we're going to have a replay upcoming, AT, but you mentioned it. Everybody knew, everyone was looking there, and it even looked like the Tigers got some initial pressure back there. Maybe even got a hand on the jersey behind the line of scrimmage, but his speed, his strength, everything on display tonight. The tenacity is honestly the best word in which you can describe, is ultimately what allows Sawyer to persevere and push through. And in the case of him and his team tonight, it looks like that's what it's had to kind of take, is just a major effort of being able to understand we're in a tough spot. That's okay. We'll pull ourselves out of it. No reason to hang our heads. And Dixie has not done that tonight. What a comeback. What an effort. And the Flyers on their way to their first victory of the season, and they've had to battle for every single square inch of it.
Dixie will call a timeout to avoid the delay game, and now they'll just be able to kneel it. Hurricane with no timeouts and a minute 12 on the clock. So the Hurricane Tigers with a chance tonight to shock everybody. Played such an amazing game. And, Coach Cowan, the disappointment has got to be heavy at this point. But I think the program and the team and the fans have got to be so excited and proud of what Hurricane did tonight against a team they haven't beaten in so long. And Dixie just had the guy. They just had Rand Sawyer, who scored 5 touchdowns and got him that first down on 4th down. One of the most incredible individual efforts I can recall in Region 9 tonight by Rand Sawyer. And they'll put Deacon Virgin out there to kneel on it, with Rand about 5 yards behind him in a shotgun victory formation for the Flyers. Virgin takes the snap, drops back, he'll wait and then kneel. And there's really no reason to wait, because they can't stop the clock, but
I mean, still.
Second down now, upcoming.
And they, we talked about the atmosphere here tonight at Hurricane High School as fans start to head towards the exit AT, but how it's changed and it feels different. And we've been coming out doing games here for a long time, and it was about as electric as I've ever seen it personally in my time. I wasn't here back when Hurricane was competing for state championships, but as Virgin will take sidestep and kneel one more time, clock continues to move. But you love to see that. You love to see the fight and the energy and the belief back. And the fact alone, even despite the loss, that this was our ideal home and paint game of the week. I mean, in years past, Dixie's won this game, in the 30s type scenario. It was an excellent effort, great game, and all credit to the Flyers for simply not giving in, not giving up. It's a well-coached group. It's a group that believes in themselves as the clock officially hits 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And it's a final 41-35. Dixie, first win of the year, and I think they deserved every bit of it.
Quick break. Back with our post-game show. What a gutsy comeback by the Dixie Flyers. Like you said, after starting 0-3, getting down in this game on the road, you're surprised probably by the punch that Hurricane threw. And then guys like Isolopati, guys like Rand Sawyer,
Ethan Ott,
Malafa'u, we're just like, we're not losing tonight.
No.
We're going to make plays, and we're going to go home with a victory. Congratulations to the Dixie Flyers, and a tough loss and an excellent effort once again by Hurricane. They go down 41-35. We'll be back with the Bucks Ace Hardware postgame show right after this.
See Hearst first and get more done this season with Ace's Red Hot Buys. Save $30 on Craftsman brushless toolkits and get a free high-powered battery with select Milwaukee and DeWalt tools. Find Craftsman and DeWalt hand tools just $14.99 each. Hearst is your canning headquarters with everything you need to get the pantry stocked. Save $2 instantly on Ball canning jars. Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Cedar City and St. George.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Flynn Companies in St. George provides commercial building services to all of Utah. They bring your vision for the building to life without compromise. Flynn's customers have come to expect innovative solutions backed by unparalleled technical expertise and a disciplined approach to project building. Flynn Companies is a proud booster of the Southern Utah community and has literally helped to build it. Visit FlynnCompanies.com today.
What's up, Southern Utah? This is Casey Winters from Nets on Fire, where it is always basketball season. The new school year is here, which means basketball season is only a few months away. Get your game on point at Nets on Fire. We have amazing expert trainers ready to work you out in a group or individual training. Hustle over to netsonfire.org to see our full schedule of individual training, group training, camps, leagues, tournaments, and events. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You could wander around a warehouse